You can hear me. Why can't I hear you though? Test 1, 2.
There we go. Helps if I don't
Alright.
mute my mic.
How does that sound?
You sound better. Sound way better.
Sound better. That's what we're going for.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. You don't sound like you're in the bottom of a barrel anymore.
Because I'm on my phone.
Well, that'll do.
So it'll work. All right. Are we live?
We are live. Welcome and Happy New Year, everybody, to the first Thursday Night Throwdown of 2023. Tonight I'll be your host, Sean Diablo Goolsby. I have co-hosting tonight a number of fine fellas. Are you going to be talking mostly?
We'll be
Aaron?
on. Matt will be co-hosting.
Matt will be co-hosting. That's what I
will
thought.
be playing.
Excellent. Excellent. Tonight we are playing Domination.
Yep.
With Coach versus Silent Sea Raven. I still have never heard the story behind that call sign. Someday we're gonna have to share
I don't know
that.
the story behind it either, to tell you the truth. Or maybe I do. Silent Sea Raven. Yeah.
That should be fun. You guys about ready to roll them dice?
I'll let, well, you concentrate on that. Tommy is sleeving his stuff, I think.
Should we put him live on the stream so we can give him a little pressure to hurry up?
Sure.
Let's do it. We can
Here,
look at
you
his,
can talk to him.
his beautiful hands
He's sitting
and
in my
his,
seat, though.
his sleeving skills.
That's Matt's stuff.
Ah, got it. Well, just getting the last few things set up so we can roll some dice and get the first of the Thursday Night Throwdowns underway.
About time, too. It has been too long.
It has been a while. Nice hot minute since we last did some TNT. All the holidays kind of got in the way. A lot of family time, as everyone should be spending.
Yeah. And weather.
And
Stupid
weather. Yeah, the weather was a monstrosity.
We were all ready to go last week. And then snow and sleet and rain, and then more snow and sleet and rain. So, no bueno.
Yep.
But it's a new year, some new battle tech, Alpha Strike going on.
With a lot
How
to
did
be
your
excited
New
for.
Year's- Yeah, it's going to be a heck of a year.
You bet it is.
If you guys have listened to the podcast, it's a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline.
You bet. You bet. It's going to be the year of the Alpha Strike, I think.
Year 350, baby.
Yeah, that too. You bet.
All right, I got those. I got to grab my dice. I'll be right back.
Excellent. Excellent. Cerberus Cull, you said sounds fun. Domination is one of the games I'm honestly a bit concerned about for LVO. Domination has always been one of the very challenging levels. Well, a lot of them are challenging, but yeah, Domination is the one you gotta be absolutely prepared for and on your A game at all times. Because you can, with one thoughtless turn, totally lose the game almost instantly. It is the insta-killiest of all the insta-kill scenarios, I think. So yes, sir, you should be afraid. You should be very afraid.
Who's afraid?
I'm not afraid. Is that you, Matt?
Bloodbathio.
Hey, welcome to the show. How you doing?
We're just happy to be here and actually have some verbalization.
Right?
Because it seems like every time you touch it, it doesn't stay the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
You just leave it alone, leave it plugged in, it's fine.
You know, I certainly had
Consistency.
everything set up. You know, I haven't changed anything from you know, when we were streaming last as a group. But somehow all my settings on OBS were all wonky, and I had to do some extensive recalibration to get everything running right. It is fun how computer systems do that to you when you're not watching.
Literally will not stay the same.
Right. All right. Well, looks like we're about ready to get started. Why don't we talk about the scenario and maybe take a look at the forces while everybody's setting up. There's not a lot to talk about for them.
Looks like we'll be playing Domination.
Yeah, baby. You want to talk about the rules real quick?
Domination consists of 5 objectives, 2 on either side of the opponents and 1 in the center line. The idea is that you continuously maintain ownership of each one of those, and watch out for contesting. You must survive to maintain it.
You bet. So it is a combination of speed and durability.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cerberus Cull
Because
asks...
the name of the game...
Oh, go ahead.
The name of the game is Speed, Capture, and Maintain.
Correct. We got a question from, a scenario given from Cerberus Cull. In the event of a no enemy and the remaining player controls 2 objectives, what is the breakdown of the remaining objective points? So as is true with any 350 scenario, at any point in time when you've got no enemy, if you have eliminated your enemy, you take whatever objectives that you have acquired and you add 1, maxing out as 4 as usual. If you have all 4 objectives and eliminate your opponent, you still max out at 4 objectives.
That's right. If you perform a board wipe and you no longer have an opponent, you basically just get plus 1 more objective.
Yep. To a maximum of 4. Alright, I think we got some forces. Let me switch to take a look at what everybody has brought to the board. We've got Tommy's list here. He's running a clan Stone Lion / Jihad list. Let me just...
Like Coach has got a Wolf and Bee.
Oh, I'm looking at Tommy's list right now.
Squad 5s. 2 sets of them. Piranha 5. Phallic, Strike, VTOL, Spotter.
We'll just go to...
No artillery. Wolf and C, Dasher A, and Dasher C on the board. Go ahead.
Oh, that's right. No, I had Tommy up first, but yeah, we can take a look at our urns first.
So I see a lot of tag, but I see no artillery.
Right.
And it looks like 2 Daishis that knock out the rest of the 350.
Right. You know what irritates me about this list the most?
What irritates you the most about this list?
So the way that Coach has presented this, he's got the units not alphabetically presented here. We've got a Dasher C listed higher than a Dasher A, etc., etc. Other than that, it looks like a fantastic list.
You're a horrible author. Yeah, that's right. You have to figure out your alphabetical order first, okay?
Yeah. In what universe do we always list a Dasher C prior to a Dasher A? I want to know. But at least it was consistent because he got them all backwards.
I would say it would come sooner if it's a faster Dasher.
Ooh, good one. You got it. Boom. You got it. Okay, switching over. It looks like a pretty solid list. Looks like a lot of speed for sure. I've seen those Wolvens used to high efficiency.
And 2 girthy Daishis.
Yeah, baby. A little bit of staying power with those guys. A couple of monsters for the
9
backfield.
at short and medium range.
I'll just point out
Crazy.
one... Oh, go ahead. You were talking about the Daishis?
Yeah, they're both shooting like 9 at short and medium range, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
And a metric ass ton of flak.
And
7 total.
Right. And note that he has improved their skill too to skill 3. So those guys are going to be dealing some damage. But the cost, 79 and 74 points. Jeez, Louise. Some expensive metal.
His stand-up fight might consist of like 3 or 4 units only.
Right. You'll have to pay for it though. I mean, he can shoot you from the back of the field with those.
Right.
Long range of 4 and 5. That's not something to discount or to.
And the Tango's got 1 overheat.
Yeah, just gotta watch out for that. I will say there's one rule that I have frequently seen missed on the Wolvens. If I remember correctly, those guys have stealth. And,
Absolutely.
Stealth armor. And I have seen people accidentally apply the +1 bonus to short range, which is not correct.
Because usually it only takes effect at medium or long range.
Correct.
In big.
Infantry, you get that +1 bonus at short range, but in mechs you do not.
And usually the infantry usually have some type of mimic in addition, and then you got to stand still.
Right. Anyways, let's take a quick peek at Tommy's list.
Tommy is supporting a nice camouflage this evening. Looks like maybe mocha chocolate.
So here's the big question I got. How many proxies is he running today?
That's a great question.
Tommy,
how many proxies are you running tonight? 0. Bam!
0?
He's a new man. He's turned a new leaf.
Nice. That is a brand. That's definitely a personal record. All right, we got a couple Corona heavy battle armors, a couple Hillians, which are alphabetized, if you'll notice. The Epona, Pursuit Tank Prime, Linebacker D, which is a beast, Heimdall, which is a beast, and an Annihilator 1A, which is a beast. So we got a couple of Clash of the Titans on these lists here, but I don't think they're going to be using those guys for Domination.
Not a lot of in-betweens, but Tommy does have a few heavies.
Right? What's that linebacker got? A 10-inch move, right?
Usually 12, isn't it?
12 on the linebacker? Well, let me look him up real quick.
Usually watch 6'9", anyways, right?
Let me see.
That's usually without being said.
That'd be great if it was 12, man. That'd be one sexy beast.
Usually
it is 12. You are correct.
Storm crawl.
Well done.
That's why the linebacker's got a notorious speed record.
Right.
Doesn't carry a lot.
Well, the D does.
It does carry a lot in the rear sometimes. And so it says.
You saying that guy's got some badunkadunk?
Yeah, from a clan perspective, even the CCG cards that it says this mech warrior can meet you or destroy you just as quickly from the front as the rear.
All right then.
We got a lot of terrain out there tonight.
Yeah. Well,
large, medium, and smalls. Almost like a labyrinth. But the center objective really does have a lot of distance and gap there. I think we're going to see a lot of skirting around the center. Coach giving it the final distance with that Wolfnet measuring template.
Yeah, baby.
Such a great tool.
Yeah, that's probably my single favoriteest swag that I have won at any tournaments. That thing has been highly, highly useful. Cerberus says this game screams for Artie. I agree 100%. I have taken artillery to virtually every tournament that I have played, and I have not regretted it.
What'd you do? Make some Wolfnet poker chips? Dragoons poker chips?
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Those look tasty.
That is one heavy terrain board. That is a lot of stuff. What you guys got going on here?
We have got all kinds of new and improved things. We just can't release them yet.
Sure.
Some are in early development.
So I think I recognize some of these buildings from Steel Warrior Studios.
I believe a lot of these were 3D printed.
Oh, correct. Yep. Yeah. Where'd you guys get the files?
Not sure. Kind of ended up in a box on the doorstep, so
Okay.
I don't know if I remember where the address came from.
Sure. All right. Looks like we got the first moves or the setup of units going on now. You want to call those units out as they place them? Because I can't quite tell exactly what they are from the screen.
Tommy's first placement was a Nova Cat on his right flank.
Okay.
And Coach is sending out a batch of Chuchilean and one of the Dashers on his right flank.
For those of you guys listening to the live stream here, I'm still getting some experience getting the music background balanced out with audio. Can somebody please give me some feedback as to how the audio balance sounds? I don't get to hear what you guys hear. I can only make guesses. And I think that's the linebacker that just got put, right?
Yep, Tommy bringing a linebacker up on his center line.
Okay, good place for that guy to be with his
Coach
7-point
stapling
medium
a
range
Dasher
damage.
And another BA in the center.
You know, it really looks like we've got a lot of blocking terrain with complete cover. That definitely is going to make the dynamic a whole lot different for this game.
Line of sight is going to be tough out here.
Yeah, you're going to have to want to line up your shots and try to make the most out of your field of fire. Most of the 350 games to date have had minimally blocking terrain. Like, you could sometimes stack terrain on top of a terrain and get a little bit of blocking terrain, but for the most part, you're just getting partial cover, if any. The blocking terrain usually only comes from the forest templates, which are thick enough. Once you have to shoot through those 6 inches, it's blocking terrain.
Down there's a lot of blocking line of sight terrain in this game compared to a normal 350 playmat and terrain for tournaments.
Yeah, I have been interested
Trying some different things.
I have been hoping that you guys would add like some city maps, because that does change the tactics and changes the strategy considerably from like all these countryside maps, which look great. But nice to have a little bit of variety.
We have been experimenting with a lot of that, so I could see that in the future happening in a heartbeat if the go-ahead is given.
Let's see. So what do we got? Tommy
dropping off the 2 Hellions on his left flank.
Okay. And then I see a Wolven in midfield for Coach. And then what's that thing on the south side?
Coach, you using a proxy here?
Yeah.
Alright. Coach is using a Hellion as a Piranha on the left flank.
Okay.
And he's going to place his 2 Wolfens center and right flank.
You mean to tell me that he does not have a Piranha model?
Oh, I am positive that Coach has a Piranha model.
Man, I would think you would have to.
But, you know, sometimes he didn't bring it with him.
Right. Those Piranhas are fierce.
Well, the other part is we have been giving a lot of, even some of our own personal items away to fans for challenges and gifts and helping them out when they're in, when they're missing stuff.
Right. Very kind of you. Guys got the biggest hearts, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but we try not to admit it. Tommy moved up to the first objective with his Hellion on the left flank.
Cerberus asks, is it a requirement to set out your cards on the table prior to deployment, or can you adjust the 200 list on the fly in response to the units your opponent places on the table? you cannot modify your 200. So when you are establishing your game with your opponent, you have a time where you can look at their total 350 list, but you do not know what they're going to bring out of that 350 list. After you have the time to inspect your opponent's overall 350 list, then you can make a selection of 200 points for the scenario based on which scenario you're playing and what you see your opponent bringing. But during deployment, you have to stick to whatever it is that whatever your 200 that you picked prior to seeing what they actually brought.
Hard right flank strength.
Yeah, that
Got me a little
linebacker
bit
taking
more
up some
even
middle
across the
ground
board.
territory real quick.
Using that partial cover.
Yeah, baby. That guy's gonna be a Armageddon laying machine. It's going to eliminate whoever tries to take that spot right there. What do we got?
Coach moving up his dasher in BA. Let's see what happens.
Well, I'll give him several targets to try to withstand. I kind of thought he would drop the battle armor on the objective as well. That's a little unusual. Yeah, I would have thought he would have dropped the battle armor on the objective so that even if the dasher was eliminated, the battle armor could also hold the objective.
Yeah, that kind of puts them out in the open.
A little bit.
But it also depends on their distance for damage they can put out too.
True that. Oh, and now he's got a Wolven holding on. So, yeah. Okay. That makes sense now. I forgot how fast those Wolvens go. Those guys are ridiculous.
So currently Coach has 3 units on 2 objectives. Tommy has 1 unit on 1 objective. Bringing up his second Hellion on his left flank. Using urban terrain for partial. And asking for the Johnson laser light. That's right. Line of sight brought to you by not only the one, the only Johnson and laser lights.
Yeah.
Only 20 bucks on the shelf. Lasts at least a whole year with battery set. I don't think there's one game that I haven't needed to use one. Just because it's so convenient.
You bet. Getting the Merc eye view, I see. You know what I didn't do? I didn't start the timer. Maybe I should get that caught up. How many minutes do you think we've gone in at this point in time?
10.
10 minutes?
I'd say 10.
Let me get that started here. Made sure to think of everything else, but I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I got a timer started too. We'll just drop 10. But that's the part of a TO and judges, you know. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to try being accurate. Nothing ever starts on time.
Right. So excited to just get the stream started, and I screwed up on the clock. Oh well.
Well, at least you started the stream, right?
Yeah, at least we started the stream. Now tonight we're trying something new, right? We are trying a picture of. You guys are going to be.
We're tracking yet. We'll just call it 10 minutes late. But that was the thing. We didn't start it.
And by we, he means me.
Well, we'll have a... Yeah. No problem. That's what we figured, too. As long as it's equal for everybody. Tommy with a Nova Cat and a Hellion on 2 objectives.
Yeah.
To Coach's 4 units on 3 objectives. Center and both left and right. I want to see how many TMM4 units go down this turn.
Right.
So I think that's a little bit part of our testing tonight, is seeing how much of a detriment TMM4 units are in lists that have a lot. And that's kind of one of the fears of seeing, you know, what kind of lists are going to be a little bit more overpowering than others. But if your player has some experience, they do know how to counter and give themselves some leeway and buffer zone in case that might show up before they at least expect it.
Right. Well, it is nice that, for the most part, things in Alpha Strike have counters, natural counters. You know, TMM4, the perfect counter for that is, of course, artillery. It doesn't really matter what your movement modifier is, because you're just going to hit it anyways. Hit it or miss it based on just your artillery roll.
I wonder if physical attack would be not so much that bad either. They're not really ranging. It's all short. So I got to take into consideration movement of the target.
Sure.
You shouldn't have to deal with range.
Correct.
And I could throw 2 mod off right there.
I also found that it's surprisingly effective to shoot at high TMM units just with an improved skill unit. You know, taking a little bit of that edge off just by going down to skill 2 or skill 3 or skill 2. It also is surprisingly effective against, instead of flak, you can just have a higher skill unit shooting at VTOLs or really anything with a higher TMM.
Yeah, as long as the special ability type counters one other type. Yep.
We're about to roll them dice.
Tommy's throwing some shots.
All right.
Three hits on the Dasher A, which destroys it.
Dasher's gone. No surprises there.
And that came from the Hellion.
Okay. You just need to get lucky once or twice with that guy. We have got Kotaki's 241. Greetings from Scotland. Hello, cousins from across the pond.
Can you see the cards?
Diablo, how do the cards look on either side of the dice rolling? Did you even see the dice roll on the cards?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Can you even see the dice roll with the cards?
On the attack phase.
For the attack phase.
Oh, you're asking me?
Yes, Sean.
I can see if you use a
Are you
bright...
looking at the dice roll box?
I'm looking at the dice roll box. Yep, I can see them all. Move the Dasher back out a little bit.
On either side?
The Dasher was better at first. There you go. Looks great. Looks great. If you use a bright red marker, that will be a little bit more obvious than the black.
Share your screen with us in Discord.
I tried. That was not working. There was something funky with.
It's not working.
There was something strange with how Discord wasn't
shared screen.
Wasn't letting me share screens today.
That's fine. We'll minimize. But it does look better with the card further away from the wall of the dice box. Otherwise, it covers. Hey, I'd like you to use a different color.
The bright red works a lot better. You can see it a lot easier.
Bright red marker works best.
Kotakis, how is the weather in Scotland this time of year?
Be back next. Next one is going to be the linebacker to Wolfen Charlie.
I'm probably really butchering that name too. Maybe it's Kotakes. Kotakis?
C-Y.
Kotakes?
Alright, Tommy gonna throw some dice at the Wolfen B. Or excuse me, Charlie. With the linebacker Delta. That was the hit. You still thinking about that option? What range?
12.
Medium?
Well, if I'm attacking, so I'll attack these.
Looks like medium range. Change target to the BA.
Both of them?
Split fire.
Ooh, bold move.
4 each.
So,
6s and 7s for primary and secondary targets. Who's in the single target? 6s. That ain't bad. 7 sets of dice at 6.
6 is to hit. That's gonna hurt.
You betcha.
You betcha. Don't you know?
You're darn tootin'.
Darn tootin', that's gonna hurt.
4. 5.
Boom. Oh, snake eyes! That looks like the only miss, though.
Proud.
Eliminated. Yeah? Kuchulain gone?
What's he got left? Anything? Death. Death. Smoke those little toadies.
Right. Those Kuchulains are nice. But you gotta treat them well, otherwise they'll leave you just like that.
How dare you dump them off?
I'm gonna have to apologize for all these blank boxes in the streaming today. I did not get lists early enough, and with the holidays and everything, just didn't have time to devote to getting this stream set up like I usually do with all my little tricks. We'll have them back on
1 hour
point
left.
next time.
Long range. So 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No. So 4 for long range. And
So I listened to your guys' latest podcast, where you guys were speaking with what was his name? David?
Cook.
5.
David Cook from across from the UK.
That's right.
I gotta say, if I instantly I wanted his voice on Tuesday or Thursday Night Throwdown. I think a nice British accent would bring a lot of legitimacy to this show. It's just so enjoyable to listen to. And
It's illegitimate with English-speaking people.
yeah, you just put a little English accent on it, and instantly, whatever it is that you're selling, whatever you're doing, is legitimate.
The Americans don't cut it, I guess.
Right. But I've
Sounds
decided
better
that
with
I
it.
am going to try to add the phrase "the business" into my daily speech.
If you could just start throwing in Old English, I think it'd be even better.
Oh, that'd be fun. That'd be fun.
Have at thou, mech. Thy cretin.
Ye swindler, have at thee.
Oh wait, that's pirate. Damn it.
Ah, I always slip into piracy.
I was always a fan of Red Jack Ryan.
Yeah, baby. All right, looks like we got Nova Cat versus Wolven.
11's the hit. Yo.
11's to hit. Did you get a single one?
R.
Doesn't look like it. That looks like a whiff.
Whiff.
This dice cam is easier to see. It's bigger, and I can see the numbers this time, so that's nice. That's a nice improvement.
And last but not least,
He likes your dice cam.
we'll attack Kilo.
I still think upgrading the rolling box to a real.
Likes your dice cam.
Oh, yeah.
You need to update your box.
If we had something a little sexier than a cardboard
Looks
box, that'd
pretty
be
shammy.
nice.
Yeah, plus one for people.
Looks like it's been hard put away wet. I'm gonna try and find some more Jade Falcon dice. Oh!
Was that still shooting at the? Oh no, that's at the Balak. TMM of 5, baby. Those guys are gorgeous. Which one's he running? The standard?
What?
Which Balak is he running?
I don't know, he's my battle.
He's a spotter.
For the spotter. That's right. He had a lot of tag and nothing to shoot with tag.
3-2-1 for medium range. 34 points, skill 4.
Ooh!
There's a natty.
Ooh! There's some heat. Is that Coach's first dice roll of the game?
You know what? I think the tides have changed, me hearties.
Don't worry, no credit.
How could you let that go? People are crying online right now.
What crit did he just take?
Nothing.
Oh, that was a miss crit?
Yeah.
Oh, that burns.
Doggone natural by goodness crit, and he just lets it go away. Rolled it right into the ground.
That sucks. I think half the crits I land are 5s and 9s.
Oh,
Well, sun shines a dog's ass once in a while.
Look at that beautiful face lining up a shot.
well, this is an arm. No leg, so no.
Sorry, coach gets a little bloated on the heavy diesel.
Nah, he's beautiful. He's beautiful.
Coach, I think
Now that that mustache is
Goolsby's a
gone.
little sweet on you. Keeps talking about your complexion and how gorgeous it is. Oh, you got some Zerberts.
Just tell him thank you from the bottom of my heart that that mustache is gone.
He's blowing some strawberries at you.
Oh.
Do-do-do-do-do. Tommy looks pretty proud of himself with his line of sight lineups. And coach is gonna go ahead and swarm fire the Hellion that's in the behind the building.
All right. Giving him the finger, I see.
Gonna give him the big urban Shazam.
The Hellion. The Hellion's hiding behind this, the building. Is that what I'm seeing?
Right on. It's almost a third partial covered.
Okay.
Barely.
Takes 3.
Ooh.
And that's a Hellion.
3 damage to Hellion.
Which Hellion
Is
was
that the
it?
Echo? The Bravo Hellion.
Hellion Bravo. 18-inch movement profile, so I suppose his thoughts there would probably be to eliminate that guy from sneaking in his
Fire
backfield
from
and
the
grabbing
dead
an objective.
Chichilians.
More heat.
Well, Hellion took another 3.
More heat from Coach.
Pow!
That's some high dice rolling he's got going on.
I think Coach is on a winning streak right now.
He is 4, 5, 6.
You know why? I think it's because he's concentrating. Nothing's really distracting him right now. I think he's starting to change his gameplay and focus a little bit more, which is good.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes.
Not so much.
And he's kind of got a snap in his roll for the wrists of the dice. So I think that's helping him.
Yeah. You gotta have a good strategy for dice rolling.
That was the whiff of the last shooting. Fire Moth in the front end, shooting at the linebacker. 11s. Rest by 3.
Oh, Hellion's gone. I didn't see that guy was
Oh yeah,
eliminated.
that Hellion behind the building is toast.
All right.
Linebacker's trying to get shot at now. Coach lost Chuchulayan and a Fire Moth. Tommy lost a Hellion so far.
All right.
That'll be end of the round.
All
So
right.
round 1.
Round 1. What are our scores? What we got?
With 58 minutes
Coach
left
has
in the
got
round.
3, and looks like Silent Sea Raven's got 2. Is that what I'm reading?
Coach lost 2 units. Fire Moth and instead of Chuchulayan, and Tommy lost a Hellion. I'd say that's about equal, probably.
Yeah, not too bad.
Alright, objectives. It'll be 2 for Tommy and 3 for Coach.
Okay, so objectives in Domination are a little bit different from some other objectives. These ones are not cumulative. These ones are an ongoing tally, which you can go up or down depending on how many you control. If at any point in time, at the end of a round, you control 4 objectives,
Tommy
game is
pulled
over.
away initiative.
Bummer.
Man, it's really getting dry in here. I think it's time for another beer.
Gotta stay hydrated. 51 minutes to go.
This last round brought to you by Michelob Amberbach Dark Lager.
Ooh. Pick one up at your Dollar General store today.
Only a 5.1% alcohol rating. Made in good old St. Louis, Missouri.
That means you can have like at least 10 of those before you can't drive anymore, right?
To the viewers, I'm going to say that I'm going to drink moderately with 1 per hour, and then give myself some extra time before I head home.
That sounds like a fine strategy, sir.
Double already.
Especially after consuming a full meal. Because we're all about being responsible here at Wolfnet.
Zoom, zoom. So I see now that that Hellion is removed. Coach doesn't really have much to worry about for losing that objective on the upper right corner there. It doesn't really look like there's much that Tommy has that can threaten overtaking that spot.
Well, Coach moved up his right flank Wolfen from his right objective all the way across the map to Tommy's left flank objective. Right behind the Hellion that Tommy used to cover that objective.
Now, a couple of the nuances of Dominion, taking these objectives is not an action, so you can sprint onto an objective and still be able to take it, assuming it's not contested. Not the same as Capture the Flag, where picking up the flag is an actual action. So on Capture the Flag, you cannot sprint onto a template and then, because you do not have that action to pick up the flag.
Right, in this game you're only occupying a zone.
Yeah. That is one of the nice aspects of Domination. It has its own nuances to be aware of. Sprinting and Domination, yes. Sprinting and Capture the Flag, not so much. At least for taking objectives.
Not advisable, but can be done.
It can be done, but yeah, you expect to get the objective and capture the flag. Best not sprint, son.
Tommy adjusted his Hellion in behind the Wolfen on his own left near flank, and the coach moved into Balak and one of his dashers behind a former train.
Oh, conga line, baby. A little bit of a bold move, considering that if he does not eliminate... Okay, well, I guess that... Oh, no. If he does not eliminate that Wolven, game over. Coach will have 4 objectives.
Rotating around and pinwheeling on those light mechs with Tommy's linebacker could make the difference there.
Sure. I kind of thought he would bring that linebacker on to contest the objective just to be safe, but he does have a lot of heat towards that Wolven. Maybe he's just relying on the just sheer number of dice to be able to eliminate that guy.
Well, looking at the rest of the map, Tommy really has to focus on those other 2 objectives that Coach is covering, and a single linebacker, a single Novacat on the right flank.
Right.
Tommy's kind of up against the ropes right now.
A little bit. I'm kind of thinking Coach has got this one in the bag. I do gotta say, those Novacats are one of the more aesthetic of the new builds, new models. I really like how those guys look. And they're not a half bad mech to boot.
They do have a lot more curvature than all those hard angles on the regular Omnis.
Maybe I like my mechs curvy.
Hey. Bolder the better. I'd probably consider it voluptuous.
It is a voluptuous mech. Maybe not the most voluptuous. I think that goes to the Fafnir.
Yeah. It's got some big guns. You can see it's all cut.
Well, I think he's got the center objective in the bag.
Coach backing up the center and reinforcing with his Wolfen and was Hellion proxy, which is the Piranha. That's a 5-2, correction, 5-3 short medium Piranha for 33 points to spell 4.
Alright. Looks like the Novacat's also backing up heat. What do you think? Is that Wolven gone? Gonna be taking some heat.
I think the Wolven survive? That's gonna be hard to say because all those are gonna be facing high TMMs and high modifiers, so it's not really gonna come down to range anymore.
I guess the question I got is that a linebacker in short range of that Wolven or not?
Oh yeah.
Can we see anything from this side? Not so much. There we go. That's a good view.
That Hellion's within like a half inch to an inch of the Wolfen. Misses from the dasher to the Hellion.
We rolling dice?
We are in attack phase.
Here we go!
Balak lining up Hellion shots in the ring.
1, 2, 3, takes all 4.
Ooh.
That is some high
Hellion
rolling
goes down.
he's got going.
That was from the Balak, plus rear damage.
Who's he shooting?
He shot his Balak against the Hellion and killed it.
Okay then.
5, 7.
Coach threw one from the Wolfen on the objective to the linebacker and smoked him with 1 damage.
Have you seen all these 5s and 6s that Coach is throwing right now?
Somebody better get a voodoo doll because Coach is getting on fire. Hey Coach, if you start feeling any pin pricks, it's okay. It's just the fans appreciating you.
Wolven. Shooting at the Hellion? I thought the Hellion was gone. Oh, the Hellion is gone. This must be Hellion shooting at the Wolven.
Alien Echo returning fire to the Wolfen B. H to hit.
Ooh, ouch! That's some painful rolling. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, that, ladies and
4
gentlemen,
ones.
is hot dice versus cold dice.
Yeah, baby. Doesn't matter what your strategy is. If you got cold dice, you're losing.
You know, we should see what the percentage difference of the outcome is with hot dice and cold dice.
Yeah, should we do some research on that?
Because even if you hit with 50%, or like Coach is, at 80%,
Right?
it's a huge difference. No, the TMM factors are going to be in play. However, you know, the dice got to be there too. You know, it's not Tommy's fault if those dice don't roll that way. That's just RNG. But yeah, if you're throwing 8s or 11s, that's quite a bit. Well, there's some people that say that TMM 4 units or faster are just too overpowering.
Tommy's dice are very reflective. It is difficult
Oh, it's
to
because
read
they're like
them.
all metal.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have a knife. Thanks for rolling.
Yeah.
Do you miss them all?
Well, so, I would say that probably the most negative play experience is just when you can't get your dice to cooperate. That sucks.
Right.
Even if you're doing, you know, what you can, those dice don't turn. They just don't turn. And that can be even more demoralizing because then there's nothing you can do.
Did the linebacker miss completely?
1.
Oh no.
1 hit
Oh, that Wolven staying put.
from the Nova Cat.
I think this game's over. This game is over. Yep. Holy
That's
smokes.
4 objectives.
4 objectives, game over.
Okay.
Holy buckets. Look at that. Well, that's one way to power through a streaming, huh?
I think you guys should reset.
So I was going to see if we could reset it for TNT.
Oh,
Right.
drop 20, was it 10 or 20 points?
That's why I wanted to. So we can get it down.
Want to throw just that turn, just that firing sequence. Boys are going to recreate a BSP battle support point process that basically sees if we have like an off-board artillery shell.
Oh, they're just
Can
going to see
that
how
make
this
a huge
looks
difference?
with BSP if he had taken some.
Yep. So if we use like an artillery piece, or if we use a some kind of aerospace attack or heavy bombing or something.
Sure.
So, you're not heavy bomb.
Did they bring BSPs for this game?
Not for this game, but we are going to basically interject a change in a scenario to see what kind of change in outcome it would have. This is where we have all our bread and butter testing.
So in the multiverse, somewhere they played this way.
There was just a snapshot in time where we can recreate the same scenario.
You got heavy bombing?
Yeah, we're going to see how much of an outcome.
I would have done heavy air cover.
Okay, so it looks like you would have done some heavy air cover,
Heavy bombing, so I got one
which my understanding modifies. Oh, let's get to the dice roll.
Oh, Coach misses was heavy air cover
Okay.
to report Tommy's bombings. So Tommy has a sniper and a heavy bombing card for a combined 7 points. Coach played a 2 heavy air cover. The template's coming out for artillery, or is that for sniper? Heavy bombing. Miss. Okay.
Can't do anything about
For the off-board artillery. That's a hit.
that was done. So you would have done these two gone and
I'm gonna have them hold those cards up to the dice cam so we can see what those did or would have done. Hold it up close to the cam.
He wouldn't have had a shot. He would have been dead.
There you go. Heavy air cover. Okay, so
That one was unsuccessful.
okay.
Heavy bombing was unsuccessful for a roll. You can't read them.
Oh,
Okay.
But the sniper shot was successful on a target number 8,
So we don't.
and he would have, in theory and hypothetical, taken out 2 dashers and half of 2 BA.
That would have made a difference.
So that could have got him another turn, for sure.
Oh, for sure, and denied a lot of Coach's moving ability. Those dashers were donkulous, but very, very weak to artillery. Okay. Well, it was fun to play that through. Beautiful. Well, are you guys playing a second game tonight? Xander asks, where does one get those cards? I believe the BSP cards are in the new Alpha Strike box set. I do not have one of those yet, so I guess I don't know that for sure, but I'm pretty sure that's where these guys got them. I'll let Matt confirm that here in a second, if he's still online here. Matt, you still with us? There must be some table talk going on over there. Well, I haven't heard whether or not they're playing a second game tonight, so just bear with us for a few moments. And see if if they're going to reset up the game and play another one. That one only took 40 minutes, so that was a pretty quick round. Find myself all alone on the stream all of a sudden.
Oh, there we go. Sorry, muted you.
Hey, there we go.
Yes, we are playing a second game.
Okay.
Not sure what we are playing yet, but any requests from the chat, I guess?
Yeah, let's see if the chat has any requests for another game to play, if they want to see something played.
All right, I'll give you back to Matt.
It's always about a 20-second delay, so we're going to have to wait for the chat to light back up.
I have another list. Yeah, I could play some Ghost Bears with nothing but mechs.
Hey, why not?
Tommy, you want to play? It's up to you guys. Coach, you got the hot streak. What do you want to do? Coach has the table.
Coach didn't just win. Coach dominated.
Tommy will join you on the headset there, Diablo.
Sounds good. Xander votes for capture the flag. I hear Tommy's getting on here pretty quick, so we'll just wait till the headset goes to him.
Sounds like it's getting too hot in the kitchen. I don't know.
Some fine looking terrain, I will say that. Nice looking prints.
Here you go. Look back to the flex. Plain wall. Oh, that was plain wall? Oh, yeah. That's kind of broken about. Oh, those stone lions, they're extinct from the interior.
Maybe Tommy isn't getting online. We'll just sit here and wonder from my distant throne.
Scenario?
We have one vote. No, we got two votes. We got a vote for capture the flag and a vote for headhunter.
2 votes for capture the flag, 1 vote for...
One vote for
headhunter.
each. One vote for capture the flag, one vote for headhunter.
1 vote for each. Okay, so chat's got to choose capture the flag or headhunter.
Yeah. Oh, do you see? Aries Games and Miniatures is actually watching our show today.
Oh, Derek.
Welcome,
gang.
Derek. Yeah. This show is sponsored by Aries Games and Miniatures. Excuse me. Aries Games and Miniatures.
He's like, here's games.
Because you can't say it weak sauce. You gotta put the diaphragm into it. Valinov is new to tabletop, so he has no opinion. He's just here for the stompy robots.
Should we roll?
Oh!
1 through 3
Xander
is-
Xander gave up his capture the flag. He defers to headhunter. Looks like we got 3 votes headhunter.
3 votes for headhunter. Okay, headhunter it is.
Headhunter it is. All right, give me a few moments to kind of get things set up for that. I'll go back to the starting map.
No problem.
And I will reset everything for Headhunter. Be right back, everybody.
Let's see. Let's see. We gotta go to the calculator. 74 plus 79 equals 1 minus 200. 47 points left over. What can I do with 47 points? 20, 40. Can't do that. I could do that. Okay, so we've got 74 plus 79 plus 34 plus 13 is 200 exactly.
Listen to Coach doing some fine mathematics there. That's fantastic.
Man, all right, Sean, you ready for this?
What you got?
I got both my Daishis, the Dasher C, and my VTOL.
Oh yeah, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, I'll make your job easy.
Yeah, that will be easy.
All right, I'm gonna hand it over to Tommy.
That sounds nice to the ear.
Hello.
Hello. How's it going?
Hey, Sean.
How's that smack bottom feeling?
That what?
How's the smacked bottom feeling?
You know, that brings up good reasons why I like to play Jade Falcon Dark Ages.
Particularly for the fast moving scenarios.
Yeah, I really did like that. Oh, product placement.
Oh,
Ooh.
all right, very nice. Oh, people aren't looking at this. Harlan, hold on.
Hold on,
I can see it, but other people aren't
looking
seeing it. You're gonna have to do that product modeling again.
Do the modeling over. Ooh.
That's beautiful. Look, where can somebody find such a fine product?
I believe Ares sells that.
Does Ares Games and Miniatures sell box inserts for holding miniatures?
I believe you are correct. 100% sure Ares sells it. So, no, I'm still going to continue with the Stone Lions just because I'm having fun with the list, but I do see some downfalls in it.
Like what?
It doesn't have the fast, there's no TMM4 in there, and there's that, but the fast stuff doesn't have a lot of firepower that I like.
Sure.
So like the Flambers, Prime, there's a lot of others that I could think of that I use with the Jade Falcons that I just don't get. I like the jumping mechs, even though it has it's a +2 to jump, but it's also a lot harder to hit them as well, so.
Sure. Does Clan Stone Lion have a pretty heavy combined arms focus like the Hell's Horses?
Yeah, that's why I kind of liked the Stone Lions, because there was a few things that on the tanks that they had that allowed me to utilize them. And in my list, I have a Heimdall and a Epona.
I have almost taken the Heimdall in many lists, but it's a commitment, man. That thing is not only heavy in the points categories; it's just a large miniature. You're not going to be able to hide it behind stuff like you can other tanks.
No, it's a unit that it's hard not to see. So, and I think we talked about it in the command for a little while. Like, it's a unit that covers. It's hard to see the base underneath it. So, after these guys are done, maybe I'll pull it out and show everybody. I'm not talking about my pants either.
Thank heavens.
Nobody will be able to see that for the rest of their lives. Nobody will see anything for the rest of their lives. Blinded. I'm in 4 or 5 units.
What are you guys playing?
Headhunter.
Headhunter. It's hard to do it in 4 units. I'd say 5 units. Unless you got some fast 4 units.
That's not correct. Which Heimdall did you bring? The Prime?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Well, I can just look at it right now.
Yeah,
that's
you can
you.
look at
You
it.
brought the Heimdall Prime, yes. And even 50 points, that always feels good.
Yeah, and
The A is the one that I have almost taken a couple times. That guy's got, what, 9 at medium range, 9 damage, I believe. That guy's a monster.
what's the long range comparison between those two?
I'm looking it up right now. Oops, I misspelled it. Heimdall.
No.
Oh no, 9 at the A is 9 at short range, 7 at medium range, 4 at long range. Miles and miles of armor and pretty decent structure.
Yeah.
The Prime's got the 6, 6, and 2 with the special of flak, which is nice.
Yes. It would have been nice to go against Coach's veto with that. But
Great.
maybe next time I'll use the... and see if I could run over infantry or dashers with it.
Good night.
Coach's dice are still hot.
Yeah. Oh, are we rolling dice?
Yep, we're rolling dice. 9 versus 7.
All right, so I am not going to have everything quite on here correctly. Oh, let me update a few things here.
You want to give Sean your guys' lists, or?
I got Matt's. I'm gonna have to say it manually. I don't have it prepped with like all the unit information.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it'll take Sean a little bit to get that stuff.
Oh, I don't know if I'm even gonna try.
Oh, no worries.
Live. I don't know if I'm gonna try live.
Coach, he starts off first. I think he kind of liked my little star configuration with those 4 boxes.
Yeah. Well,
Yippers.
as usual, while they're doing their setup, let's talk about the scenario rules. We're talking Headhunter today. So, with a Headhunter game, prior to starting, you need to identify 2 units to be your command units. These are the objectives. The objective is to destroy a command unit, and when a command unit is destroyed, it will drop a token right wherever it's standing. That's a 1-inch token. So 1 objective for destroying the command unit, and then that objective token represents some piece of valuable tech, or maybe a data core, or whatever your imagination wants to make it be. It's something that you need to go and get from that command unit, and just pick it up. It's like any other objective; it needs to be uncontested, and then you can pick it up. So 1 objective for destroying a command unit, a 2nd objective for picking up its token, and then 2 more units for the other command unit and token. One of the nuances of the token is that it is only 1 inch in size, so that will fit entirely underneath a hex base. So this is one of those objective tokens that you can completely hide and protect with your units, if you so desire.
Yeah, the only bad thing about it is then you have a unit that's staying put.
Well, sure. Yep, you got to make, as with everything, it's just interesting decisions which you have to make based on your situation at hand. whether to puppy guard that token or, you know, do something else with your movement. Could you identify who the command units are for both of these armies? You can just ask them.
What units do you have for your command?
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet? Oh, okay.
They haven't picked their command units? I thought they had to do that before setup. Oh no, they're just doing the map right now. Sorry, you have to do that before deploying their units.
Yep. So they'll know what their command units are when they deploy the units, and then
Right. I'm just getting ahead of the game here.
then I'll let you know.
Sounds good. Let's see. So I have got a message from Bloodbath as to what his 350 list is. So I'll just kind of read it off here. I don't have it prepared in image form, so I'm not going to be able to put it up on the screen today. He's got a Gladiator Prime. I'm sorry, it's an Executioner Prime.
Yep.
He's got a Direwolf B. A Warhawk A. Got some crazy heavies going on. A Gargoyle Prime. A Summoner Prime. Timberwolf B. A Hellbringer B. And a Mad Dog C. So a lot of heavy and medium mechs there. A lot of assault and heavy mechs.
Well, that's Matt's go-to Ghost Bear list.
Yeah, those are some beastie bears.
Yeah, when I was seeing what Aaron was rolling with, I was like, yeah, we should just do stand up and fight for Matt and Clan Wolf. I mean, that would have been perfect. But I guess the check wins on that one. That's fine.
I think just
Head
right off
Hunter's
the
just as
bat.
good.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say the Headhunter is just as good a choice.
I think I want to give the Executioner the award Most Improved Model between the metal and the plastic minis. Those new plastic minis just look stellar.
I have to agree. I like the Executioner.
The old ones.
I don't know that. I think the Hellion unit made a highly improvement. I have both the CGL and the Ironwind models, and I don't know, that Ironwind model just looks goofy.
Yeah. Jonathan Colton asked, probably a little while ago, since the token is smaller than the base, you can't kill the unit and pick up the token in the same turn, correct? That is correct, because you have to be at least partially overlapping that base. Unless they're not covering the token completely. I have done that in a Headhunter scenario before to intentionally bait someone in close.
Oh, can you start the time?
Oh, yeah, thank you. Sorry. See, I am getting away from myself again as well. Here we go. Starting the clock.
Starting the clock.
We'll go to the main picture here.
So the big thing is that if you destroy the last unit, you know how it's no op rules then?
Yep.
Then you won't be able to collect the token if it's a commander.
Sure. Yep, that is correct. So it's all things you gotta kind of weigh in there. I will say, in a Headhunter scenario during a tournament, what I did once was I overlapped. I positioned my mech, and it was a big melee monster. I positioned my mech such that just the very tip of the objective token was sticking out of my front arc. So just to bait my opponent into landing on it to try to take it. But I knew that if he did so, there was no way he wouldn't be getting meleeed by my guy that turn. You know, there's little subtle tricks you can do. But you can choose to cover the token entirely with your hex. And if you do so, then yes, they do have to destroy you before they can get that token.
The one thing I like to do is to have one of my commanders go on top of the token of my other dead commander, and have that be the last unit to die. Then the opponent only gets 2 points plus 1 for no op, and then they don't get to collect both the tokens.
Alright.
But maybe that's just me being a jackwagon.
Some troll denial of objectives.
Could be. But my luck is I'll bring the Heimdall on, and then I'll get like, my motive would be like, you have 0 movement now and you're a sitting turret.
Right.
Heimdall would be a nice addition, the only problem for a commander, but
That would be a fantastic
like I said,
commander.
each time I bring him out, I always get motive checked.
Oh, sure. But man, Miles of Armor's got 12 pips of armor and 5 of structure. They would have to, even immobilize, they'd have to dedicate a tremendous amount of firepower to take those guys down.
Oh yeah. So I changed the list up. So I did the episode of my list build on podcast, and I've changed that initial Stone Lion list probably 5 or 6 times now to what it is now. And now the Headhunter list that I would have would be the Annihilator and the Heimdall on the same. The Annihilator is I think 31 points. Armor structure for days.
That's the
Like
1A, right?
Yeah. So only moves 4 inches, but
Sure. Easy to hit, but hard to take down. The
Yep.
1A has 7 armor, 8 structure, so quite a bit of staying power there as well. Let's see. We got another question. We've got. Where'd it go? Oh, Valinov asked, was the person in the red flannel in the service? I assume that's Bloodbath he's talking about. I believe Bloodbath is currently in the service.
no, he was in the service.
He wasn't
retired.
Okay, I thought he was still kind of like on reserve or something like that.
Nope, he's retired.
Okay, retired from the service, but you got it. I'm wondering what, how you could have picked up on that.
His wristband probably.
Oh yeah, probably. Chris Hesby asks, and welcome, Chris. Good to see another Minnesotan on the show. What did you miss? You
what are you
missed some
talking about?
really, really hot dice rolling by Coach.
Yeah, that's probably it. Is there a reason why your mouse don't work? Never mind. Right here. I'm not touching it.
Got a couple of Daishis lining up there. Oh, could you figure out who the commanders are?
The Dashin VTOL is the commander for Aaron, and Executioner and the Timby Wolf is the commanders for Burns' list.
Okay. You say the Daishi and the VTOL for Coach?
The Dasher.
Oh, the Dasher.
Yep.
The Dasher and the VTOL?
I think his tactics is probably just going to be zooming around the map and staying away from big guns.
Well, sure.
But
I mean,
it's the only way I would play it.
yeah. I mean, look at what Bloodbath has brought. He hasn't brought anything with speed. I think it's going to be incredibly easy to keep those guys away. That's going to be difficult for him to chase them down. And has he really deployed everything on that corner?
Yep, it looks like Matt deployed everything on that corner.
Wow. And he's got miles to walk before he can see any commanders. Dang. Wonder why he did that.
I might have to ask him when he gets done.
Yeah. Have you guys all got this pact to let Coach win as much as possible lately? Is he just suffering from like low self-esteem and needs to feel good?
I think he switched up his dice for different dice than he normally, because he's been rolling. When he was rolling really crappy, he was using the WNRP dice, and now he just has these standard acrylic, clear colored.
They look like Chessett's dice.
Yeah, I mean, they look brand new. Maybe these are cheater dice. Who knows?
Maybe.
I mean, it's Clan Wolf, so.
Bet you can find loaded dice on the internet. Bet you anything you can find loaded dice.
I'm pretty sure you can find loaded dice. Coach, what's the loaded dice that you've been rolling? Where did you get those at?
Let's see. I'm going to do a quick little Google search. Loaded dice for sale. Shop loaded dice. Oh my goodness.
I'm pretty sure you can find loaded dice.
Etsy. Loaded dice. Set of 8. Throw 7, 11, or any number with almost 100% accuracy. Nice. They look like garbage dice. They look tampered with. But you can get them on Etsy today. Wolfnet Radio Podcast does not sponsor or condone cheater pumpkin eaters.
I do agree with you on that. We do not condone cheaters. Oh, they're getting ready to roll some dice.
There we go.
Is it Daishi versus Daishi?
Oh, that's not the right one. Sorry, guys. There we go.
Warhawk versus Daishi. There's 3 Daishis on the board. Just to let you know.
That's a lot of dire wolfing going on. I think old Bo V would be very happy to see this. I don't know if he's watching tonight.
It's a dire situation here.
Oh. 10 points. Here's a question. Why are we rolling dice in this butt ugly box when we've got a beautiful dice rolling tray right next to it?
I think the reason for that is because the visuals doesn't pick it up very well.
Okay.
Maybe Aaron needs an update on his video cameraing thing to see it better.
I think if we were to experiment with just the camera angulation and be able to get the overhead light glare gone, I think that would probably help quite a bit. But Coach's dice show up so much better than yours, honestly. Your metal dice reflect like crazy.
Oh yeah. I tried the plastic shits. I tried them.
Just not your style, huh? Who's shooting?
This is Matthew shooting at Aaron's dire wolf.
With whom?
Is that the Warhawk? Next.
Daishi
Now
versus
it's dire.
Daishi.
Now it's a dire situation.
Yeah, this is a very dire situation right here. Not a lot of heat though. Well, maybe a few. I guess you don't have to roll nearly so high when you got such a low TMM. Any hits there?
No hits still?
No hits.
No hits
Wow.
still. Use those green, red ones, purple ones, and blue ones that I see over there. Did you guys shop at the same store?
Oh. Probably. Yeah, he does have the same set I do.
I know, I'm looking at them right now. Maybe it's just that we want Coach to get all the luck now, and then when it really counts, he's going to lose at LVO. Maybe that's it.
6.
He's going to find out that he's winning a lot now on camera, and then lose at LVO. Probably not. That's just me being bitter. Nice night scenery you got in the background there, Sean. Nice scenic city life.
Oh yeah, for my webcam, yeah.
Are there any NFL games planned tonight?
NFL? I have no idea. I'm not a football dude.
Oh, I was asking Aaron.
Oh, gotcha.
Maybe they didn't play because of the Monday night game.
I was told week 18 was going to go on as planned.
They're not going to replay that game. No, it already says it. NFL, the contest will not resume, NFL says.
Ace Caller asks, are you guys going to stream at all from LVO?
Ooh,
That
that's a good
is a good question.
Are
LVO,
we streaming from LVO?
from what I have
I
heard,
don't know. I
there is
have-
not going to be the
having a
availability
hard time
of
trying to
power
find,
or Wi-Fi or space with which
someone
to
find
stream.
that don't get internet.
I want to stream badly from LVO. I actually bought quite a few cameras and set up to do a very condensed. Aries Games and Miniatures. Derek, thanks for watching, dude. Thanks for all your fine work. You are a gentleman and a scholar and run a great show over there.
Hot spot.
Yeah.
But yeah, LVO, I was trying to design a camera setup that would take extremely small table space specifically for LVO, but sounds like there's not likely to be Wi-Fi available or anything, and the space limitation sounds pretty severe. So I'm planning on going with the equipment to stream, but not kind of with a strong expectation that we will be able to stream.
Maybe not streaming, but I'm pretty sure we'll be taking plenty of pictures and posting them on Facebook and whatnot.
Oh, you bet. Another thing I was going to try was, now that you guys have your 1,000 viewers on, or followers on YouTube, I was going to see if maybe I could do some GoPro streaming, maybe through my phone. Just do a single camera through like my phone as the source of Wi-Fi. So might not be able to stream
Oh,
high
yeah.
quality stuff. Well, I don't even know if you can call what we're doing right now high quality, but not to the level that we're doing right now. But I was gonna hopefully try to do some GoPro streaming. Belanoff says, if you can swing it, you could look at doing a backpack streaming setup with a handheld stabilized camera or something. Oh, that'd be gorgeous. I instantly thought of like a Google backpack with like a 360-degree camera, so you could take a look at the whole room at the same time. That would be rockin'. Here's one of the great things about Wolfnet Radio, which you guys probably don't know. Well, maybe you guys know. Nobody here makes any money doing this. This is all volunteer stuff. This is all, when we get these setups for streaming and whatnot, this is just coming out of our own fun money. Just because we love the community and we love sharing all these fun dice rolling stuff. So yeah, expensive setups like a backpack streaming, whatever. I don't know how much that would cost or anything like that, but unfortunately, that would probably come out of whatever funds we would spend on getting to the tournaments or buying beautiful stompy robots.
I don't think anything will stop Andrew from buying beautiful stompy robots.
Was that?
I don't think anything will stop Andrew from buying beautiful stompy robots.
True that.
Even if he has 10 copies of it already.
That guy is a beautiful maniac. He's a wonderful human being.
Oh yeah.
This one's the T.
The Tango.
Got the dates and the tits.
Yeah, I'm gonna experiment with the whole streaming via a GoPro through my phone. If I can get one signal out, we might be able to do a little bit of a coverage of the tournament and whatnot.
Interesting if we get a decent signal down in LVO.
Right.
I just wonder if maybe Las Vegas has all those high EMF stuff going on so that you can take pictures and whatnot, because what happens in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas type stuff.
I don't know.
I don't know
find
either.
out.
I haven't been to Vegas.
I have driven through a few times. That's it. I haven't really done anything there.
I have. Okay, I slightly lied. I've been to Vegas slightly for maybe an hour or so when I was in the military near Fort Irwin, but that was it. That was it.
Raspberry Pi sounds delicious. I don't know what Raspberry Pi is for streaming. I'll have to look that one up.
Oh, Raspberry Pi is a small little computer about the size of a cell phone.
Oh.
It has a Linux system on it, and you can buy some through USB. You could upgrade the hard drive and everything, but it comes out little computer about the size of a phone, pretty much.
Sounds cute.
Yeah, you just need to buy the peripherals for it, keyboard, mouse. The one I had a HDMI output, so it comes with Linux system. You load it in a little USB deal from online. Automatically powers up with it when you power it up for the first time, and then so much versatility it has with that computer.
Sure.
Just remarkable what it can do. Between 3D, I've seen it do 3D scanning. Talk to Andrew, that's what he uses for servers for MegaMech.
All right.
So.
Boy, sounds like you're doing a paid promo for these guys.
I'm not. I've just used some Raspberry Pis for fun.
Cool. I've never even heard of them. Looks like they've got some very distinct and different strategies to preserving their commanders here. Looks like Coach has taken the speed, and looks like Bloodbath's taken the pack, the wolf pack mentality. They're all bunched up together. Now you said the commanders for Bloodbath is the Timberwolf.
Yep.
And what was the other one?
I believe it's the Executioner.
Okay.
Right, Matt? Executioner and the Timby. Matt, your commander is the Executioner and the Timberwolf?
Yep.
Yep.
So we're talking about...
Roll your green dice.
Oh, I'm messing stuff up here. Sorry, guys. Hold on.
Checking shit.
Talking about the dire wolf.
Was I'm not supposed to yet swear?
Josh, have that man removed.
Aaron moved his dasher around the corner. I'd like to say something, but I don't want to say it.
Go ahead.
I can't. just can't. I'll tell you later once the stream's not going. I was thinking when Matt started in the corner that he was going to do hands across the desert. Just keep a steady line, go straight across, and then deal with anything that comes across. But he's still moving his units around, so we'll see. What's killing Aaron right now is that he's lost initiative again.
Yeah, I kind of need to win one of those.
He just needs to win that so that he could see if he has to zip his VTOL around somebody else or stay put. Edge whore. Why'd you take your poster down, Aaron?
Valanoff says, last attraction from Battletech, I swear, LOL. If you search building an IRL streaming backpack, you could put together something that is very small footprint and cheap if your friend is a pie. I will look into that. Thank you very much for the pointers. Let's see what we got. My setup that I have right now takes about maybe 2 square feet of space. So it's pretty small. I got a couple tripods. I can run 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras, 5 cameras pretty easily off of one laptop. So a bunch of different views for the table, and then the dice cam, and then the face cam for my beautiful face, which you guys never see, or rarely see. But yeah, I'll always be open to looking into other stuff. So I'll take a quick peek at streaming backpack. Thank you very much for the pointer.
Yeah.
It is going to be interesting seeing what, if anything, can be accomplished this game. There's just so much heat on the table. I'm wondering if Coach has the firepower to take down any of Bloodbath's commanders, and I'm wondering if Bloodbath has the speed to take down any of Coach's commanders.
Well, they don't know right now.
Yeah. And between the two
Or
of them, yeah. Where's the V? Oh, there it is. I was gonna say, where's the Balak? And there it is. Just hightailing it out of there.
Just like the Dasher.
Right. And
He
this would
is
be
like
a
Clan Wolf and retreating.
right. And you know, this is the other advantage to having buildings and completely blocking terrain. We were talking about this during your Domination game. Most of the maps that we've had for tournaments has only like single level hills, which doesn't typically provide blocking cover. You can sometimes get
The only real units that get block and cover with single terrain is a Mario list that has only vehicles.
right. Yeah, vehicles or armor or a landed VTOL.
Yep. So yeah, this is quite different. I think I would have enjoyed this map with my jumping Jade Falcon list.
Oh, you bet you would. You bet you would.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, just imagine if this map with these lists, if you didn't have all this blocking terrain, suddenly I think Bloodbath would be in the advantage because he's got some long range firepower. It'd be hard to, I mean, you'd be able to get, partial cover pretty easily, but you wouldn't be able to get full cover from a lot of stuff. Let's see, long range brackets. He's got the Executioner Prime's got 4 at long range. The Direwolf B's got 4 at long range. The Warhawk's got 4 at long range. Gargoyle's got 1 at long range. Mad Cat's got 4. So he's got 3 units. I don't think he's got the Massacre on this list. Does he? Hold on.
Yeah, he has the Warhawk on this.
He's got the Warhawk on the table, so he's got 4 units. That's got 4 at long range. So yeah, all he had to rely on was partial cover. Yeah, I think those light units would go down real quick. But the buildings really provide quite a bit of defensive bonus for Coach there to hide behind.
Right now, Aaron's using the terrain so that only 1 unit can see his dire wolf. It looks like it's the Masakari.
You know what's hilarious right now is I don't have any cameras with good views. This one's okay, I guess. But everything is just kind of in between my cameras right now. This one's alright. We'll stick with this one for a minute. More dire actions about to take place here, I think.
That's it. That's all I could see. Alright, hold on.
What were they saying? Quick little change of facing there. Fine touch. Fine tuning touch.
That's what I'm thinking. Warhawk. No line of sight from here to here, and here to correct. Alright, so just helping out, Matt was trying to, and Aaron were trying to get a good line of sight, making sure that Aaron, his dire wolf was not seen by any other units around the building.
Okay.
Only 1 unit could be seen.
What's with the red marker on top of the building there?
I think.
That's just denoting
Matt's
which
been
one's the
kind
commander.
of
Got it.
notifying everybody what his commander is
Got it.
with the red marker. How many units you got left, Matt? Moves 10 inches. I'd move it away so that the other dire wolf doesn't see it. Oh, god dang it, Tom. Sorry. I wasn't supposed to say that to Matt. My inside voice was outside.
Gotta watch that.
But if I was
Well, this is a very nice view of an elbow. Let's go ahead and switch that view. At least he keeps his elbow nice and clean. That's nice.
But you could still shoot him too. And he stayed put, and you, of course, moved.
Is this still just round 2?
Technically round 3 with the starting move.
So
This
there
would
wasn't any
be
firing one of these moves? One of these
Round
rounds?
2, second shooting phase.
Okay, I've only seen one shooting phase so far.
Yep, we've only seen one shooting phase so far.
Gotcha.
Yep. Aaron just let me know, technically there's been 2 already, but the second one nobody shot.
Gotcha.
So this is shooting phase, shooting round 3.
So tell me this, does that Timberwolf and the Warhawk and the Direwolf all have a bead on Coach's Direwolf?
Nope. The Direwolf does not have a shot on the Direwolf.
Oh, but the Warhawk and the Timberwolf do.
Timby. Does your Timberwolf have a shot? Okay. So the Warhawk and the Direwolf are the only ones that can see each other. The Timberwolf and the other Masakari don't see anybody else.
Gotcha. Looks like we're about to roll some dice.
Here comes the loaded dice. Here we go. Matt, you want to throw your card out there too?
Direwolf, the Warhawk, and a lot of 6s again. Look at all those 5s and 6s. Boy, beautiful.
I know.
Beautiful. Coach with his heat.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 empty.
So natural crit. Was that a crit?
It was just internal structure hit.
Okay.
Oh no, he's moving slower.
What kind of a crit did he take?
MP.
MP hit. Okay. How many pips of damage? He didn't really show what damage he took.
Took, what, 6 damage? How many internal structure did you take, Burns? 1 internal.
Ouch.
Only time you land on your head is a ball, right? Or fail your DFA.
I missed DFA. Once they changed the movement rules, everything got redefined, and DFA is no longer a
Viable.
not only. I mean, it wasn't really viable before, but now it's impossible.
Yeah.
I loved DFA back in the day. Oh, that's some heat.
There's a natty in there.
Yeah. Returning the hate, I see. Who was shooting who on that one?
Matt was shooting, so it was the Warhawk shooting the Direwolf.
I got fired.
And fire control.
Ouch. Tell those slackers to put their cards up. That's the whole point of this. Well, these
You want
fire.
to put
These
those cards out there while you guys gather your dice?
don't quit slacking. So Direwolf has taken how much total? Looks like he's taken about 5 hits. Masakari's taken quite a few.
Yep.
Is that initiative roll?
Yep.
Okay. All right. These are
Here we go.
round 4. Score is 0-0. Not a lot of action happening just yet. I do like the headhunter scenario. I think it gives you a tremendous amount of flexibility for strategy.
What time you got, Sean?
We got 44 minutes and 32 seconds.
44 minutes left.
Craig says, live the games. I think it means love the games and format, but this EDM clubbing music is driving me nuts. Sure, I like to jam out to 80 synthwave hero music on Spotify when I Battletech. Otherwise, love you guys. Thank you very much. So, fun fact about music when streaming on YouTube. It has to be royalty-free, untagged music, or you have to have the purchased rights to the music to play it. Otherwise, they flag you and they remove your video, and you can get actually in quite a bit of trouble streaming Music. Trust me, I have all sorts of music I would love to play on these streams, but I cannot because it's all protected. I have scoured all over the place for royalty-free music, and there's all sorts of, I'm going to say, less than high quality stuff out there. And this stuff is stuff which I felt was fitting for the format and of high enough quality that I wanted to add to the stream. So yeah, thanks for the comment on the music there. I hope the music balance is good. I can't really tell how well you guys can hear it on the stream as compared to our voices. I know in streams past, some people were talking about how the music was too quiet. And I'm hoping the balance today is good, but I haven't heard any comments about that one way or the other.
When you say buy-in rights, you mean pretty much you have to be the ones to make the music, or you have to buy the music?
Yeah, I mean, it can be your own music that you have made, or you can buy rights to any kind of music. I have not looked into seeing how expensive that is, but I cannot imagine that having rights to music for streaming purposes is cheap. Not for real stuff. Yeah. So this is the best I've been able to come up with thus far. And I think it's decent stuff. I think it's good. It gives you a little bit of energy to the show and fills in the empty spaces, as it were. Chris Hesby says, ask Coach if I can come down there and play on the stream on night. Do you mean tonight or some night?
Chris Hesby wants to come down and play on the stream.
Okay. Here? Thursday.
Yeah. We play on Thursdays. Yeah, here. Chris, if you want to come down on any Thursday that we're streaming, go for it.
Do it, Chris. Make the
Or
journey.
if you give us a heads up on a weekend, then
Oh, one night.
probably
one
do
night.
it too.
Thanks for the feedback, Craig. I'll have to make sure I pay attention and keep this volume setting here for future streams. And I'll try to find some more variety of music. It is challenging, though. There's all sorts of ambient stuff I could play. Would you guys like ambient music in the background? There's all sorts of royalty-free ambient music out there, but I kind of felt that if I played that, it'd put people to sleep more than anything.
Put more people to sleep than me talking on the podcast.
Whatever. You got a beautiful voice, man. Don't sell yourself short.
Beautiful voice. I fall asleep on the podcast more than anybody listening to it.
That's their voices putting you to sleep, not your voice putting you to sleep. Leg cramp. I don't know if anybody was watching my face on that, but that was a big leg cramp. I think I need to hydrate. Let's turn that.
+2 to fire.
What are we doing? We've got the VTOL moving up. Is he trying to get some rear arc shots with his commander there? Tempting fate a little bit?
Maybe that whole comment of staying away from everybody maybe got to Aaron.
Maybe. You ain't no chicken. Still don't have any
No
good...
one's calling you chicken, Aaron.
What? Oh, this one advancing.
He's advancing.
Here's your doing this. You're doing this. Look at that. Just because you don't want to face.
One track I would love to get royalties for, if possible, for this show specifically, is of course AC/DC's TNT. That'd be a great intro song, since this is Thursday Night Throwdown.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
TNT, it would match perfectly.
It would.
Wonder if a quick Google search would provide information like that. TNT streaming royalties. Let's see what it says. Nothing. I don't even know how you'd go about getting royalty, or not royalties, rights, streaming rights. TNT song streaming rights. No, it takes some extensive research to figure out how to even do that, I think.
Yeah.
I accidentally closed.
Any shots? No shots?
No shots?
Oh, nice. No shots.
Wow, moving on again. You've had
Wow.
quite a few
There.
rounds of
What'd you roll?
just no
11?
action. Thank you, whoever
Um,
suggested
That wasn't Ghost Bear, nice.
Headhunter tonight. These are some kind of slow lists for Headhunter. Coming around to try to take a shot at that VTOL.
Matt knows he's gonna move the unit, so.
I suppose
Well,
so.
I think he's just shoring up his rear. I wonder what that pilot's thinking. Can't believe command wants me just to go back and forth this whole entire time. So you want me to go here, and then here, and then here?
Shit, I wasn't expecting Assault Ghost Bear.
What? Salt Ghost Bear. Let me stop here so I can clean out the bottom of my pants real quick, and then.
Oh look, an anchor, a boat anchor, a boat anchor, which you could easily run off of. The center of a trap.
35 minutes on the clock.
How much?
35.
35 minutes left. Coach is thinking, oh my god, last match took so quick.
Oh, they were done 10 minutes ago last match.
Oh yeah.
Craig says.
Anyway, against Coach's dice, you finished it.
Yeah, no kidding. That was a very fast match. Coach, not Coach. Craig says, love the terrain tonight. Nice big buildings.
Yay. I like them too.
He likes big buildings and he does not lie. I got a question for you,
And-
Tommy, regarding
Yes.
your last game.
Yeah, sure.
That last round where he took that last objective, I could tell that you were relying pretty heavily on being able to eliminate that Wolven with just a tremendous amount of firepower.
Yep.
There's a reason why you didn't just drop one of your units on that objective just to contest it, just in case you weren't able to eliminate it.
I had a lot of confidence in myself.
All right. What was the dice roll? I wasn't able to see. What was the dice roll that the linebacker had to roll to hit that Wolven?
Dice roll, so skill 4, 5, 6, 10, 11s. He needed 11s.
Woo, so it was at
because he
medium
had,
range.
Stealth.
Right. And it was just outside of short range.
Yep. And then
Ouch.
The Nova Cat needed 10s, but I was thinking the Hellion was going to be able to, and then that's when I rolled all the 1s and 2s.
Yeah, that was a really bad roll.
I mean, I overheated and everything, and it was in the rear. I was like 4, 5, 6, and then in the rear, so 7 dice. I was like 7 dice. All I have to do is hit on like 4 of them.
Right.
I was like, can't be that hard. And then it was 4, and it only took 8 to hit him. And I'm like, 8s. This is like a cakewalk. No. Nope. I mean, if I would have rolled my metal dice, I think I would have easily hit with 4 on the next roll with the metal dice. But that's how it goes. So.
Sure. Best laid plans are unhinged with bad dice rolls.
Yep. And it is what it is, so I honestly am not used to being in that situation.
Right.
To be honest. I'm used to me having the fast units and everybody else playing defense. So that's where this list is way out of my norm. So I'm trying to get used to it as well. That's why I play it on each time we play on Thursday nights. I play with this list. So.
Sure. Now this is a very interesting move here. He moved his commander Balak into a rear arc shot, which is nice. But he totally opened himself up for some fire from the Warhawk and from the Timberwolf.
Yeah, I'm surprised on that too.
Just a lucky shot or two, and that guy's going down, and there's no way that coach could possibly protect that token that it would drop. This will be interesting to see what happens here. He might be relying on the high TMM for this guy as well. Let's see, so that Warhawk has 5 at medium range.
The Executioner? You gonna put your card out?
Looks like he's outside of the arc for the Executioner.
So Executioner gets Dire Wolf.
So that Warhawk's got 5 at medium range, skill 4. That's 11s to hit at medium range with that. The VTOL's got a total modifier of 5 based on the fact that it's a flying VTOL and has a TMM of 4, so 5 total. So 4 plus 2 for range plus 5 for TMM. 11s to hit. So that'll be hard to hit, but all you gotta do is score 1 or 2 lucky hits with a lucky motive roll, and that guy's gonna go down.
Looks like the Timberwolf is firing at the Dire Wolf as well.
Are we attack phasing? Oh, there we go.
Yep.
There we go.
That looked like my kind of rolls.
I kind of did, but what did it do? One spot?
Ugh. Does the Masakari have black?
Masakari? Is that how it's pronounced?
No, but that's how I say it. I think flak just gives you
Basically gives you a 2-point buffer to hit. Well, that's right. Masakari does. Now I'm saying it. The Warhawk does have flak 1 at medium range.
Oh. But yeah, flak only works for VTOLs. I didn't know what you were going to go for, so Masakari is firing at the Dire Wolf as well.
Okay. Is he split firing?
Nope.
Bunch of no's, bunch of 1s. Single spot on the Dire Wolf.
Good roll for me.
Chris says it's pronounced Warhawk. That is correct, sir.
Like, God dang it, just fire Tommy already. He doesn't know how to say mechs names right.
I'm sure we really kill a lot of those names. I am thinking of all the Draconis combined units. I bet you we just slaughter. Look at that heat! Look at that heat!
Those dice.
I want those dice.
I'd really like to try to roll those dice on my own, but I'm pretty sure Aaron will slap my hands from touching them.
That's insanity.
Going now to the Warhawk.
You're firing at the Massacre?
3, 5, 4, 7.
Chris says there needs to be a BattleTech pronunciation podcast. That would be fantastic. More heat! What is going on? Look at Coach's rolls. This is crazy.
You need to go back to your old dice.
He needs to hang on to those dice and bring them to every game and let me use them.
Nice in there.
No. I don't see the gray wolf dice. I don't see the orange. I don't see the gray and the orange ones, because those are awesome for you. I mean, they would roll like 2s, 3s.
I haven't.
They fully don't understand how you roll.
Is that it for
Yeah,
round?
they're-
What is that? Round
I'm
5?
good at initiative, I can tell you that.
That's because you don't roll those for initiative. That's the only thing you roll them for is initiative. You don't usually roll those. You usually roll purple, the blue, the green, and the red.
Should go back.
Did
Who's Comstar?
Bloodbath shoot at that VTOL at all?
No,
What?
they're right there. They're blue ones.
Man, what is going on?
Hey! Oh, we barely beat me by 1.
Really, Coach? You really want me to go? Oh, fine. I'll go there. I'm not gonna call you a bitch. I'm talking about the pilot. He's like, really, dude? You want me to go there? Sir, are you sure you want me to go there? Fine, I'll go there again. Yes, I'm counting the rivets in this window. Peekaboo. Are these the buildings that you painted already? These buildings you guys painted up?
Tell them they've gotten some compliments from the comments on stream on YouTube about the buildings and terrain.
The people on YouTube are saying the terrain looks awesome. Too bad awesome's not Turkina though. No, Turkina is not awesome. Awesome is Turkina. It doesn't flow that way. Why would you want to call it Turkina awesome?
Alright, well, looks like the Warhawk was taken off the map from too much enemy firepower.
Yes, sir.
It's kind of nice having this close-up cam on this corner where all the action's happening.
Look.
Little advance from the dire wolf. Couple direwolves staring each other down the range there. I dare him to hold still. Ow. No, never mind. He's gonna take his TMM of 1. What do we got? So we got Direwolf B on Bloodbath's side. And which one did he bring to this? Oh, he brought both. Did he bring both his direwolves, the T and the D? Did Aaron bring both his direwolves to this
that's
one?
That's right.
Okay.
I believe he says he brought the dicks and the tits.
Which one is in the midfield there?
Which one's in the middle? The Delta.
The D. Okay. So he's got a damage bracket of 995.
He's untouched.
Untouched.
That's the untouched
Versus
direwolf.
the B, which is got brackets of 554. So the D definitely outguns the B.
The
And how much damage has the B taken?
The Tango has 2 armor left.
Okay. How about Matt's B? How much does the B have remaining?
How much does your direwolf have left? Is it not yours? $11 left. 6 and 5.
Okay.
Is it untouched? Your direwolf? Oh yeah, Coach has hot dice. I forget.
Xander, thanks for joining us. Totally get that it's late, and sleep is a biological requirement. So, good night, and we'll catch you next time.
Have a good one.
Thinking this game might come down to just pips destroyed.
Yep. Sure might come down to MOV.
Yeah.
Just so you know, I don't know if you guys saw that.
What's that?
But I went ahead and touched all of Coach's dice without him seeing me until about halfway through.
Put the curse on it.
What units do you have left to move, Matt?
Looks like the
Didn't you
Executioner
win
needs
initiative?
to move. The Timberwolf needs to move. The Balak needs to move on Coach's side. Just sitting there waiting to be shot. Somebody please take down that commander.
I think Matt has a decision.
He's got 2 units that can move and just gun down Coach's commander there. Right? I'm not misremembering that. Balak is a commander, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why would he just about face and just shoot that thing to smithereens? I'm always really nervous whenever my VTOLs take any hits because they get that +2 to any motive rolls.
Those, yeah.
And if they are immobilized, they are destroyed. Crash and burn. They're so easy to take down, even if they have a lot of pips remaining.
Now it's time to roll some dice.
Alright.
The Tango versus the Timberwolf. Nines versus Matt's Timby. You want to put your card up there, Burns? Thank you, sir. I forgot to touch the white ones.
Yeah, you did. Look at that. My goodness. I want those dice badly. We take, what, 5 hits? 6 hits?
Six damage.
Dang.
Here you go.
Alright, who's shooting now? Tell them to change their cards.
You want to change your cards?
3, 4, 5.
Hit what?
The other Timberwolf.
So it's going.
This is where Commander goes down, I think.
Oh, those dice she's firing the other Timby.
Tango
Or the
shooting
same timber.
Commander. I see a natural crit. Plenty of hits besides. I'm thinking he's rolling 2 crits at this point. Oh, he's just gone. Never mind. Commander down. 1 objective point. Coach. So everybody, he just took down one of Bloodbath's commanders. That is the first objective point scored for this game. Now he just needs to go and retrieve that token, which the Timberwolf
Did you
will
roll an
have
extra
dropped
set
by the time
for
it's
rear?
removed from the board.
Oh.
And that will be a second objective point if he can get it. Which I suppose that Balak right there is in a prime position to go pick it up.
Yep. However, it has to be grounded to do that.
It does have to be grounded, so you would lose that extra +1 to the targeting number. Still get its TMM 4 though. That's nothing to scoff at. A little bit of heat return fire. Who's shooting who? Timberwolf shooting the T?
Tango.
No, Timberwolf shooting
critical.
the D. Through armor crit. What did he roll, a 5?
I didn't see exactly. He just told me it was. Oh, the Tango has 3 structure left.
The Tango has. I thought the Tango was untouched. I thought it was a Delta that was.
The Delta is untouched. Well,
Delta's
Delta
untouched.
looks like it
Okay,
has
I misheard. They're both monsters, but yeah. So only got 14 minutes remaining.
14 minutes remaining.
Executioner shooting Direwolf Delta. And a little bit of heat there. Nothing too bad. What dice does that green one go with? There we go. Ah, natural crit.
3 hits.
No longer unscathed. Let's see if we get a headshot here, boy, that would be just incredible. I called it! I can't believe I just called that.
Sean just called it too.
I just called that. Oh, eliminated. Headshot.
I feel vindicated from last time we played there, Aaron.
I can't believe I just called that. Wow.
Must go through the building.
Hold on. So that was the D, and it was totally untouched prior to this shooting round? That's one way to take a mech off a board.
Yeah. I'd have to say I feel much better because I was about to say, I believe 1 month ago you ended up destroying 2 of my units on headshots. So.
All right, round 6. The score is Coach 1, Bloodbath 0. What was that?
Oh, they Burns beat Aaron on initiative by 1 again.
Okay.
Dude, that's that fire control one though. Did he pick up the token? Oh. Yeah, you can cover it if you want.
You better. So, Coach won initiative or Bloodbath won initiative?
Yeah, Bloodbath won initiative.
So his first move is to cover the token.
Yep.
Alright, wise move. Wise move. I'm sure Coach wished that he had won initiative for this one.
Yeah. Actually, if Coach really truly wanted to, he could have gathered up the token, but that means he would have had to move his V-tool on it. Otherwise, he just moved his Direwolf as close as possible, so. Too bad you don't have like a rifleman that has like the flat guns. Or the Massacre. Does it have a melee? Will I kick you in the shin? Where's the claws? GFA?
And just everything on this map is just in this one little corner.
Shoot, you can't physical.
Peekaboo.
Punch you in the face.
In the face? Has that Direwolf moved yet?
Yeah, the Direwolf moved there. That was Coach's first move.
So with real world, and by real world I mean fictional world standards, this is kind of funny to see a couple of direwolves in combat all just with their backs up against a
An
illusory
invisible
wall.
cliff.
We know that in real life there would be some ground behind them, but I don't know. It's just kind of funny to see that.
Holy shit! His dice missed.
Are we shooting?
Yep.
Oh, you guys gotta let me know.
Sorry, I'm a bad TO.
How's that? Who was shooting who?
The Balak just missed the dire wolf.
Okay.
Who are you shooting with? Who are you shooting with? You shooting with your dire wolf? Because I don't see it on the card.
Thank you for getting on him for that. There we go.
There we go.
Another natural crit. Man, there's a lot of critting going on.
3, 4, 5, 6. Two more. Miss. Come on, 2 more. 1 more.
Oh, I thought I saw a natural crit. Never mind. The color scheme's a little bit wonky on the monitor here. That was 1 overheat. Matt's direwolf is gone.
Matt's dire wolf is destroyed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there wasn't a lot that happened the first 5 rounds, but now it seems like there's a lot happening. If I were Matt, I would just dedicate all my firepower to just try to get 1 objective point. He's probably not going to win this round, or this game, but in a tournament setting, I would try to score something, just to keep my ranking higher.
He rolled a 7. So
What was that?
4. So the executioner did a physical attack against the
Oh,
direwolf,
okay.
and Aaron's direwolf died.
Wow. All right.
So the dead direwolf is now firing at the Balak.
That's what I would do. That's what I would do.
And he's going to overheat.
Try to get 1 shot. What's that guy got overheat wise? He's got
2
2
overheat.
overheats. Okay. Yep, that's what I would do. Matt says if this was a Clint Eastwood film, it'd be Fistful of Dice. I have proposed Fistful of Dice to be a tournament name. No one's taken me up on it yet. That was a couple years ago. I said we should have a tournament called Fistful of Dice.
11. And 2, then closer.
You had 2 10s in there. That sucks.
What do you have to roll?
11s.
Oh, burn. That was a lot of dice to roll.
I'm just saying the only reason why his dice are rolling hot now is because they're new.
Is that the secret? Do I just need to get new dice for LVO? I'm gonna get me some Chessex dice for that. Oh, there we go.
Man! Boxcars!
Tell them they have 4 minutes left. 4.5 minutes.
4 minutes, last round.
Last round.
Not gonna get it this round.
Denying the objective.
You're not going. I don't think you're going to get it, Coach, because this is 4 minutes is left. This is the last round.
Who's left standing?
The
I'm not seeing much
Dasher
anything. We've
and
got the
Balak
Dasher
is
hiding behind the
standing.
building. He's not doing anything.
Yeah, both of them.
So
Are we down to just the Balak versus the Gladiator right now?
what?
I can be a real dick.
Yeah.
I'll get it.
Coach is saying he doesn't want to be a dick, so he's giving Burns at least a fair chance.
What a noble warrior.
If you're gonna play, is it slow play if you don't? No, I don't think so. Just be like, oh, the round's over. You're gonna. I'm staying.
We got 6 stalwart viewers hanging on to the bitter end here. Thank
6
you,
viewers still watching your.
gentlemen and/or ladies.
Well, I tell you what, this is probably the fastest we've had 2 matches in a row.
Oh, you better believe it. Yeah, it's only quarter to 11. This is usually like
Yeah.
12:30 by now. That first game was so fast.
Oh, there's no TNT down, so I think he stood still. Yeah. 4, 5,
2, move 2.
6. Either an 8 or 7. 4, 5, 6.
I'm guessing we're on to firing.
So the battle went against the executioner and missed.
Okay.
Ballot can't hit the broadside of a barn, even with Aaron's hot dice.
Did he? Is that Balak skill 4?
Say again?
Said, was that Balak skill 4? I think that's about it.
What's the time?
What's the
Oh,
time?
there it is. 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
2 minutes.
I didn't.
You can start another round.
Is it 2 minutes? Yep. You better. I'm guessing Burns is gonna.
You gonna try one more round?
They're trying one more round.
All right. Why not?
Yep. Coach is being nice and allowing Burns to at least play. Otherwise, he says that if he really truly wanted to be a dick, he would just move to a place where you can't fire
Sure.
in the game.
Well, yeah, you
Just
might as well
ends.
just call the game at that point in time if you're gonna play like that.
Yep. Oh, Matt decided to move up, so there he gets in the short range. So,
Just kills him, he wins.
Can the dasher make it?
oh, no, the dasher already moved. So
Okay. Here's a question.
that's the.
Here's a question. I don't know the answer to this. Is picking up a commander token an action, or can you sprint
Nope.
onto it?
You could sprint onto the token and pick it up,
Okay. Good to know.
just like
Dominion
what's
or domination.
which one is Gideon's scenario?
That one's the hold the line.
Hold the line.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's just territory control as well. Yeah, for those
Oh,
objectives.
no, because I thought Gideon's one was the oat.
Well, yeah. Right? They kind of simulate territory though.
Yeah, so that one was the same way. All you had to do was like go across it, and that was it.
Sure.
Plus 2.
Yeah, Coach. Barely won.
Coach 1, 1-0.
Oh, were they rolling dice?
Yeah, they.
All
I
right.
apologize. I'm not really good at this headset stuff.
That's all right.
Nice headshot.
Coach
So who
one.
won on MOV?
Oh, he was 1. 5.
Final score.
47 points.
Coach got the most important portion of scoring, the dub.
So coach
Yeah.
got 1 or 2 objectives.
1.
1 objective. Okay.
1 objective. Bloodbath got 0 objectives, and Aaron had what was your
What's the final MOVs on both sides?
1 minus 200 is
149?
His.
You would have had 149. Or 141.
141.
141 and
He had.
153.
Oh, close.
Yeah. You want to talk on the headset? I think there's 6 viewers still watching.
Oh, okay.
We have 6 viewers still with us. Thank you, thank you. Coach wins
really
with a
nice.
stunning 1 objective point. I have not heard MOV yet.
Hi, gents.
Hey, congratulations for a double victory tonight, sir.
Thank you.
That one looked like it was a bit of a grind.
I did my dire wolves and Balak did 43 damage that game.
Wow. Did the Balak do anything?
Oh yeah, he got 2 rear shots on his dire wolf,
Oh, okay. Nice.
and I think I planked his executioner as well.
Yeah, you guys brought a
So-
lot of armor to this game.
Well, yeah, he brought a lot.
I think that
Between my
if you
two
had
guys,
played like a total jerk face in a tournament setting, there would have been no chance whatsoever for him to get any objectives whatsoever. I mean, he
He would
clearly,
have never.
clearly didn't
yeah.
bring any speed. That Dasher and that Balak could have just
Mhm.
gone wherever they wanted. So kudos to playing like a gentleman, sir.
I don't know if it was a gentleman, but it's kind of a dick move.
Right.
Yeah, it's so this list I was actually just kind of messing around with min-maxing basically,
Uh-huh.
and obviously the TMM4, and then I had a perfect 200 that I was comfortable with, and I'm like, well, what else do I put with this? And then I just got silly, and I was like, well, let's put 2 dire wolves and see what I can get, and turns
Sure.
out 2 dire wolves at skill 3 comes out to be, I think, 350 points exactly.
Nailed it.
Now I played around with some skills and stuff. Like my dashers are skill 7, and one of the wolfins is skill 5. But yeah, I kind of did just about everything I could to min max, just see what happens. And now, unfortunately, if I run into artillery, I'm screwed, I think.
Oh, that's always true with Dashers,
But-
though.
Tommy's trying to tell me that his Heimdall is in the dice tray. If you want to
Oh,
take a look at his beautifully painted
oh yeah.
desert camo, you got to put it down on the. There you go.
There you go. Hey, looking nice.
Yeah, looks good. He's got a nice little set here, all painted up like that. So it's looking really, really sexy. So
Yeah. Does he want to drop some more on there?
yeah. So but anyway, yeah, it was the the domination one. That was just gross. Because eventually, I mean, those Kukulanes, he brought his Hellion into short range, and I was like, oh, dinner.
Right.
And then the Balak, I mean, I guess I can't harp enough about it. I love VTOLs, so I've always
Right.
got to have a Balak.
I usually
or
run a Balak.
Pro.
I usually go for the hybrid.
Oh, yeah.
It's the cheapest of the Balaks, and it's got 4 at short range. That's a nice pop-up and punch somebody in the face kind of a unit. So you gotta be
Yeah,
smart with
what is that one? That's 28 8 points? 29 points.
29 points.
Yeah, this one's a little more. It's got the bells and whistles on it,
Yep.
which, in case I need to use ECM for something,
Sure.
it's there, and it's on a 22-inch mover.
Sure.
I never even noticed that pretty much all of my units have some sort of tag.
Yeah, we were
Don't
talking about that at the
pointed
beginning of
out.
the show. Was you have all this tag and no artillery?
Yeah. So maybe I can try to squeeze something there, but I mean, like I said, this is my first time. I just made this list a couple of days ago, so I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So yeah, and again, Matt was so heavy that I didn't even know if those two direwolves were even going to be able to punch through that.
Yeah, that was a lot of armor to punch through, for sure.
That was a lot of. Well, yeah, I'm throwing 18 sets of dice, which helps.
Yeah.
The other nice thing about those guys is they do 5 and 4 at long range.
Yeah.
And with the skill 3, you know, it's 8s to hit if it's a TMM 1.
Right.
And
yeah.
I'll even take the 9s, which is kind of helpful. This map setup is not. It was favorable for the first match. I really wanted a lot of open space for those dire wolves, but there's just a lot of line of sight blocking and just little things to get in the way.
Yep.
When he got behind that tree or that triangle of buildings, I was like, I kept waffling, like, do I send them both one way? Do I split? And he kept like baiting me to keep splitting, and then finally I just had to commit. I think I left one dire wolf out a little too long. It was just kind of sitting there, and I would hem and haw, and so I wasn't super happy with the middle of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I would have committed a little better, but I mean, they only move 6 inches, so I can only go so far. But I wanted to win. I wanted to win I needed to win an initiative so I could sprint with one of them, because he was going to have, you know, a shot on one of my guys, but he kept the others hidden. So I wanted to sprint just to be able to have the opportunity to like get him into position, and then finally it happened, and then freaking headshot took him out.
Yeah, that's always fun.
I heard you called that headshot.
I called it. I was like, wouldn't it be great if he rolled a headshot right now? And then he rolled, and it was a headshot. Yeah. Got a couple questions from the viewers. Matt Ethington says, how would you like playing with this terrain?
Like I said, I liked it for my domination list, because obviously I can hide. I'm fast enough. I can get pretty much anywhere I want. It's a lot different than what we have started out with, which is just a couple of hills, maybe a building, some trees. This is a lot of line of sight blocking. It looks fantastic. This is the last board I think we're finishing for LVO. Okay. So this board will be at LVO.
Nice, good to know.
We got some touch-ups on the buildings, but yeah, there'll be 2 moon boards at LVO, so that was my job. Okay. and a city. We got to get a city done too. So sure. I got some painting to do in the next couple of days, but no, it definitely adds another aspect to the game, especially when you have this much line of sight blocking terrain.
Yeah, it makes such a big difference. Cerberus Call asks, was the skill 3 worth it, or would you rather go skill 4 and have more units?
In this case, no, I think skill 3 was definitely worth it. It's kind of one of my rules where the higher, if you can afford it, I mean, these guys are chucking 9 dice at medium range. That turns everything from 9s to 8s or 8s to 7s, and your percentages just go up so much more. And you know, they're still direwolves, so they're gonna get hit. They don't have a TMM or whatever. They got tons of armor, but I think it was definitely one of the things that really helped me win that game, because I had one less to hit than Matt. He was hitting on 9s, I was hitting on 8s.
Sure.
So that many more damage is just going to go through. And then when you're extrapolating that to 9 sets of D6, it just really helps my situation. There's not a lot of instances when I was making this list. Like I was just like, screw it. I put the dire wolves in there. Let's see what Headhunter does.
Sure.
And I don't know. I mean, now that I've seen it in action, I'll probably try to make a couple of 200s, incorporating them more often.
Sure.
Or one of them. The good thing is about my list is it's a lot of cheap units, and then 2 really expensive units. So if you would have told me I would be spending 74 and 79 points on 2 mechs, I would have slapped myself. But it was like, well, let's just try it.
Yeah. I think if you're into like looking into math and like odds of hitting, I think skill improvements are radically better when shooting against high TMM units as far as your gain in value versus stuff with low TMM.
Right, and that's kind of where my headset was at with those guys is like, okay, if I'm going to go against, per se, a mirror list of mine where it's all TMM4 plus.
Sure.
And I'm rolling 9 dice at 11s or 10s because I'm a skill 3, that helps me get at least maybe 1 or 2 hits, which usually 1 or 2 hits will destroy or really hurt a TMM4 unit.
Sure.
So
yeah, it seems like there's 3 ways. It seems like TMM4 is like by far the most common discussion regarding tactics in the 350 format or in Alpha Strike in general. At least that's the one I hear the most about myself. And it seems like there's really just 3 ways to deal with it. Number 1, roll a very large number of dice, and eventually something will stick. Number 2, there's always the artillery answer, which is, in my experience, somewhat unreliable. It's shocking to me to see how often, like usually when I'm doing artillery, I'm improving skill, and my usual target number is 6 or 7 to hit.
Yep.
And it is shocking how difficult it is to hit a 6 when you're just rolling a single pair of dice. And then the third option is, of course, just improving skill.
You should hit 72% of the time with a 6.
Right. You'd think you did, but in my experience,
it's amazing how it feels like it's 50-50.
It feels like it's more like 40% of the time to me.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, and the third way is just improve skill, and your improved skill counters the higher TMM, kind of point for point.
Yeah.
Your skill improvement of 2 essentially turns TMM4 into TMM2. I mean, when the math.
Exactly.
That's the differences there.
And there's 2 ways about doing skill improvement. You can do it the way I did it, which is just take 2 beasts, put them at skill 3, and I mean, originally they were at skill 2, and I was like, oh no, that's too much. I had 100. I think there were 80 some points each. I was like, that's too much. Or you can go out and find mid-range point, like so your high 20s, low 30s units that you can skill those to skill 3 and get them to about 40. Because remember, really, even skill 2, which would help out a lot, something that could keep up with them and then hit better than they can. And you can get those for, anywhere from 40 to 50 points. But I think that's another way to do it. Skill improvement is probably the most reliable way to deal with high TMM.
Well, if you think about it, artillery, if you're going to get that 6 to hit, you need a couple of things in place first. You need to have tag, if it's going to be an indirect fire, or direct vision. And you need that guy to hold still, and he needs to be skill 2. That's the best possible roll you can get in the 350 format for artillery, is a 6 to hit. And that's a single pair of dice. You got to invest quite a few points into that artillery to make it skill 2.
I think the cheapest artillery piece you can get is at skill 2 is like 27 points or 29, something like that. So yeah, it's again probably not the most reliable either.
But if you compare that to just like you're improving your direwolf, for example, your T or your D, you know, you are paying points to improve it to skill 3 or maybe even skill 2. But how many dice sets do you get to roll with that skill 2 at a time?
Oh yeah.
You get to roll 9 of them at medium range.
It's a lot.
Instead of 1 set for 2 damage, you get to roll 9 for who knows how many damage, you know, quite a bit. And in the meantime, he's shooting at everything else far more consistently. I did artillery a lot. I have a lot. Honestly, I'm starting to move away from it. It can be highly effective against high movement things and anybody carrying battle armor.
I was just going to mention the transports is where artillery also comes in very handy. When you can hit both targets.
Oh yeah,
and
well,
like
omni targets, not
Domination.
internal cargo though.
Yeah, in that Domination game, Tommy took a picture and he just wanted to see what would happen if he did. And while it probably wouldn't have affected the outcome, it would have taken at least another turn.
Sure.
Because I would have been down both dashers.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's again, it's a tool in the toolbox.
You bet.
And you just have to outweigh. Okay, what am I going to see here? What if I'm going to a tournament? What am I expecting? Because I don't think you can build a list that will counter everything. I just don't think it's out there.
Sure.
You can
Not
get
and
really
be
close.
good in and of itself.
But and also be good in itself, yes. I know I was talking to I think it was Andrew, where he was making a new list, and he's like, I always build lists that are utility. You know, I've got something for every scenario. I can do this, I can do that. And while I still think that's the way to go, maybe leaning into one area heavier than the other is you know, gives you a little bit of an edge.
Sure.
But again, there's so many list combinations out there and stuff you can do. Good push. But and that's why I love this game, is because there is so many combinations and things you can do. Try this out, try that out. Like I said, this list was kind of me poking around of just trying different things. And is it good? I don't know.
Yeah, it seemed to work well tonight.
It worked well tonight, but you know, what happens if I do run into an artillery list? Then it's gonna get danger zone real fast.
Right.
And I got to start keeping my space and making sure. Oh, am I gonna drop them now? Am I gonna drop battle armor later? You know, it turns the game into a little more high pressured situation. So this looks like a good old fashioned beatdown is what we got going on here. Heimdall.
What are they playing anyways? Is this just
They are. What are you guys playing? Stand up fight. Stand up fight.
Okay. I didn't. Yeah. I saw this going on in the background, and we haven't even talked about this game at all. You guys wanting to stream this game too, or?
That is up to you guys. I think this is they're just gonna throw a lot of dice and beat each other down. So it's up to
Sounds
you.
Good. We got 7 watching now. Wow, we had somebody join since last game.
It's 11 o'clock. You know, it's amazing. Starting at 8, you actually get another game in.
Right? Yeah, no kidding.
And having all of our information ready to go and all this other stuff. So
sure. Let me just update our.
Yeah, hopefully everyone had fun watching the extremely quick domination game and the extremely long headhunter game.
That was a long headhunter game.
The Annihilator is all out of armor already. I see Matt was just waiting for his good dice rolls for you, huh, Tommy?
You're rolling dice?
Yes, and I will admit my dice were extremely good tonight.
I could not believe the numbers of 5s and 6s I was seeing you roll.
It was
disgusting.
Every once in a while you just gotta go out and get a new set of dice.
Yeah. Cerberus Call, thanks for watching tonight. Thanks for all your comments and your questions. Appreciate it. You have a good night.
I got them. Are you going to continue streaming, or?
We got people watching. Might as well.
Might as well.
I think this will be the first night with 3 games in a night.
Oh, that's crazy.
The
Annihilator
fans
took a
demand
beating.
more entertainment.
The Annihilator took a beating. He, Annihilator 1A. Oh, you gotta skill that up to a 2, man. There's a little gem out there, the Annihilator 1A. Throws 550 damage, 1 overheat, and it's only 31 points at skill 4. I think it's skill 2, it's like 48 or something like that. Oh yeah, it won't fit into your 200s. Oh yeah, you're Nova Cat. I see what you got here, yeah. Did you throw the whole army at him, Matt? At the Annihilator? Oh. Well, looks like they all hit. Let's see, he's got a Thor, Executioner, Gladiator, Loki, and a Timberwolf. Oh, a Vulture. Seventh Bear Guards is what Matt's playing.
Right.
And they're painted awesome too. They are the deep blue with the like the ice shards on them. They look really, really good.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I'm just gonna do this list because it's Clan Wolf, so I can just do the classic gray legs and tan top, or try to find something a little fancier. But Clan Wolf.
There's the Annihilator right there we're talking about. Nice, sexy beast. Very slow. Juggernaut. We need to figure out some way to get the AC specials into the 350, if possible.
What's that?
So we got to figure out how to get the AC specials into the 350 somehow. I know some of those specialty ammos are just outrageously unbalanced. I heard some discussion. I think it was on Valhalla Club. Shout out. They were talking about maybe trying out the flak specialty ammo for ACs, which would be kind of neat.
Ah, yes. Well, so one of the problems is the way the rules are written right now with flak and with precision is that precision does not indicate whether it's an airborne or ground target.
Okay.
And basically does the same thing as flak does. So if you're going to take an alternate munition, you might as well just take precision because it accounts for both air and ground. Now, if precision had a tagline in it that it was just ground units or something like that,
that sounds better.
That would, yeah. And right now, there's some things that I think need to get revisited when it comes to alternate munitions. I don't think they're. I've been reading them constantly because I'm also trying to look into it, but I don't think they're as bad as people think they are. But they could be toned down a little bit more. Sure. I think there's some rules that could, if Catalyst really took a hard look at them, I think they could make it a really good flavor to the game.
Not quite as overpowered as PSAs.
Yeah, well, PSAs are just, man, PSAs are just like, it's just like magic.
Right.
It's like if you want magic in BattleTech. Ooh, yeah, that's the gray and tan that I was talking about. Or is that not gray and tan? Oh,
just want to hold it up to the main camera there so we can see what's going on.
Oh, jeez, I just about took out my phone. What'd you say?
Oh, I was gonna say you can hold it up to the webcam and so we can all see what you guys are talking about.
Oh, if you look up Oh, I think he got that off camo specs.
Oh, gotcha.
What's the unit? Oh, no, never mind. I'm getting a no-go. Unreleased material.
So with all the table bumping that's been going on, the main webcam,
The main overhead camera?
has dropped a little bit. Could you just tip it
Oh,
up a little bit?
I can do that. How about that?
Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's
There we
beautiful.
go. There
Thank
we
you.
go. Yeah, I am. I have decluttered the camera setup quite a bit, but it's still not quite to where I want it to be because I did have a crazy setup where all of the tripods were on the ground, not on the table, so you didn't get the table shake. Oh yeah,
Sure.
that is nice.
Matt Ethington says, streams just keep getting better, guys. Way to go. Thank you so much, sir, for the compliment.
We strive to impress. Yeah, a lot of things are getting much better the more I use them, basically. So I'm getting used to GIMP and OBS and YouTube and all this other stuff.
Well, the
I
Video
think
Ninja
in
was been a great blessing.
You
the
and Video
music
Ninja,
background,
that
I think, has
that
added
was
quite a bit.
freaking game changer right there, because for you being able to run this from your house, because that was our biggest problem is you know, especially if it's just two of us here, it's like, okay, I got to switch camera and play, switch camera
Sure,
and
yeah,
play.
it was so clunky before.
And no, it's the setup time is getting much quicker. Getting lists displayed and all that other stuff is getting better. We're chugging along. It's little improvements all the time, which is nice.
I still think if you guys were able to get me your lists a week ahead of time, I could do some crazy sauce cool stuff with this stream.
Well, we can definitely try that. We have to strive to try to get our lists to Sean a week in advance, because he's got some really cool stuff he wants to do.
I got some stuff I want to try.
Yeah.
It requires
the
a lot of
really
setup.
The holidays really kind of screwed us. For
Oh
the
yeah,
last
no, I
couple
wasn't
weeks.
expecting anything to happen over the holidays.
No. But it's one of those where, and I think we're all kind of settling in on some lists of our own. Like I said, I have 4 or 5 lists now that I like, and I'm now starting to paint. That was my biggest problem is you know, when I put paint to a miniature, I want to be able to like keep it. Not, oh, this list doesn't work in this, or this unit doesn't work in this list, so, but it's already painted, so I got to keep it, kind of a thing. It's one of those, so practice, and then when you find something you really like, then that's when I usually put paint to miniature. I'm currently halfway done with my Ryokan Hachi list, which I thought about bringing tonight. I thought about bringing that one, but I wanted to try this out. It's very sharp and pointy. I think there's one mech that doesn't have either a pole arm, a sword, some sort of knife, or something like that. So it's a lot of fun. It's a good melee list.
I went up against Brian running a Draconis melee list at was it Battle Barn or was it Rumble in the River? I forget which tournament it was.
Oh,
and,
it was BB.
Was that?
That was Rumble in the River, I think.
It might have been, yeah. But that was the first time I'd seen a Shiro model in real life. And I was like, I have got to get me one of those. That is a beautiful metal model.
They're so pretty.
They're so gorgeous. Yeah, I like the Draconis mechs for their aesthetic qualities.
It's not a lot of fun painting every single like armor plate.
Right.
I go buggy every once in a while, so let's see, how are we doing here? Looks like the Heimdall just took 1 damage, but I feel like the Annihilator is gonna. Ooh, that looks like an MP hit, fire control hit, and, and an engine hit. The thing won't go down.
Derek Knoll suggests, with alternative ammo types, develop a Wolfnet errata for the tournament settings.
Well,
I think that kind
will
of gets
say-
into some dicey territory when we start changing the product.
Yes.
Um,
One of
we
one of
definitely
our
want to
biggest things.
promote Catalyst's rule set, but I think they have been very open and willing to update things based on all the playtesting which they get from not only the Wolfnet tournament format, but from just people playing it like crazy lately. So I bet you there'll be some updates to the game as a whole.
It's no shocker that Nekestrel is quite frequent on the Discord channel.
Yeah,
He pops in, I think, almost daily. So
getting some
he
fine feedback
sees-
from all this stuff.
He sees what's going. Yeah, it's and we gotta all understand too that Alpha Strike. I mean, it's on its 5th edition now, and I just don't think that now that players are playing it a lot, especially with the 350 and all that other stuff, the cracks are showing, but they're willing to fix them,
Right.
which I think is a big thing, because there's some game companies out there that could be like, well, this is the way it's supposed to be played, and blah, blah, blah.
I almost
But-
did a speaking cough there, but I'm going to just hold my tongue.
But it's, they've been very interactive and listening to players and stuff like that. So I think that's a really good thing. I think it's always going to be a changing landscape, but that is one of our big things that we try to do is stay as true to the book as we can. Some things just because of how a scenario is played or our army construction rules are laid out, we got to deviate. But I think there's only 1 or 2 things in our rule set that actually change the wording. I think our biggest one is probably the CT to IT conversion.
That had to happen.
In the book, it's straight CT is IT.
Yeah, that had to happen.
And there was just so many units that were combat vehicles.
Ultra clown
that could-
car action.
Yeah, it just made no sense.
Yeah.
So we went ahead and for the good of our format, we added a rule, which
Hasn't that been
I
kind
think-
of informally adopted in beta? For the
it might have been.
I thought I saw that somewhere that they had adopted that as a beta rule. I could be wrong.
Well, there you go. You make a valid argument, and the powers that be maybe listen and actually do make the change themselves. So
Sure. I could be wrong, but
But,
I thought I had read that somewhere.
yeah, that'd be awesome. Now that you say it, I think I did see it somewhere in an errata on the forums or something like that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's like I said, we try to stay as close as we can because when someone buys an Alpha Strike book, we don't want them to have to. We don't want them to have to go back and forth like, okay, well, this rule in the 350 is the way it's supposed to be played, but this rule in the Alpha Strike says this, and when you start going down that road, it's a slippery slope of getting rules different.
Sure.
So everything we try to do with this format is to stay as close as we can to the book. So
I have
and
a sad confession. I do not have an Alpha Strike starter set yet.
you don't have a starter set?
I don't have the Alpha Strike starter set yet.
Alpha Strike? You mean the Alpha Strike box set?
Yeah, the box set. That's what I mean.
Oh, shame on you.
Yeah. That's why it was a sad confession. Does that box set come with a complete rulebook, or is it like an abbreviated rulebook?
It isn't abbreviated, but it's a really good. It's basically, so the big thing we do is a lot of our rules are based on. A lot of the format is based on the first like 53 pages of the Alpha Strike rulebook, Commander's Edition.
Yep.
And that's what they put in the box set. Basically, the first 54 pages. So you get all the rules for heat, all the rules for damage, all the rules for attacking, all the rules for movement.
None of the formation abilities or pilot special abilities or anything.
Yeah, it's not like a 3-page pamphlet. It's a really good rule book to have if you don't have the Commander's Edition.
Sure.
I suggest getting the Commander's Edition, but if you don't, it's not like you'll be really lost. A couple of the optional rules that we allow, you'll have to either take the other player's word for it, but I think we spell it out in our rule set as well, what the optional rule is, sort of, to an extent. But no, that Alpha Strike box set rules book is really, really good. It's a nice, it's almost more than just a starting to the game. You'll learn everything you need to do. So
yeah.
I was very, very pleased when flipping through that book. It was pretty awesome.
Yep, I need to get one of those box sets. I haven't done it.
Yeah, I mean, just for the models alone,
right?
It's fantastic. The Pouncer. Andrew and I were looking at the Pouncer the other day. Like, there's so many good chassis for the Pouncer.
Right.
And you kind of overlook that mech, but it's a very good mid-range, can kind of do all kinds of things. It's got a good, I think it's 2 TMM, not super powerful at damage, but it's got a lot of other things. One has heat.
Which one's your favorite?
And he went with a heat one, which is actually really nice because
how did that go? It looks like the T.
Yes, I think it's the T. So it's just a good utility pick, and it's only like 29 points or something like that.
Let me pop it up on the screen here real quick.
Ooh, the Heimdall took a beating.
Are they actually putting stuff up on the board?
How's Matt's guys doing over there? The Loki's... Oh, Vulture's gone and the Loki's beat up.
He has one.
I still... If a linebacker D is not in your list, I don't know what you're doing wrong.
Maybe you're playing Inner Sphere.
So, if you're playing Inner Sphere, that's true. But it is such a good mech. What would be an Inner Sphere equivalent to the linebacker D? Ooh, the new Warhammer recognition guides. I think there's one that's... It doesn't move 12, though. Oh, yeah, okay. What would be an SRM Streak 6 boat for Inner Sphere? Let me. Oh, well, yeah, if you're gonna go that route, just take an SRM carrier.
Right. Yeah, that's where they're at. Alright, here's the Pouncer T real quick we were talking about. Get it today at your Alpha Strike box set, the new classic model. With a 12,
that,
10 jump.
And then you get the Wraith in it as well, so everybody loves a Wraith.
Yeah, 3 medium range, heat, 1/1. And with a 2 to 3 TMM, depending on if you're moving or jumping, a little bit of staying power.
That's one of those mechs where I actually enjoy playing the Wraith more in Classic than I do in Alpha Strike.
Okay.
Which is kind of weird.
Yeah. Not a shabby mech.
Its survivability is amazing.
I think it was Andrew that said that he likes to make sure to play with TMM2. Matt says, okay, all things being the same, which would you take on a TMM3? 4 armor, 2 structure, unit, heat or AMS, anti-missile system.
Heat. Always heat.
Heat's fantastic, 'cause especially in 350
AMS,
when you got so many combined arms. That's just free damage, baby.
Yep. And heat is, well, one, heat's always going to be there. You can never rely on your opponent to have LRM or SRM. I think it's just LRM, AMS. It's really good. I mean, it eliminates 1 point from their damage value, which is great.
Sure.
But heat is, and I don't know how many people play Magic the Gathering. Heat in Alpha Strike
Aggro.
is very much
Not
like
aggro,
a blue
control.
deck. No,
Sure.
it's not. It's blue.
Right.
Because you control their turn, basically.
Right. A little bit.
Because if you put heat on a mech, then they either can't fire, or they do fire and they can't get rid of that. Well, actually, you can't get rid of the heat anyway because of the heat phase. So whether they can't cool off that heat until the next turn.
Right.
So you're dictating to them, okay, next turn you have 2 inches less a move and a +1 to hit because you're 1 up on the heat scale.
Yeah. I've taken heat lists before. I did not find that heat against mechs did as much as I wanted it to. But against infantry and vehicles, just bacon. It's just so good.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
good.
think
Extra
there's-
damage against
I
those.
think there's a trap that some people can get into of making niche lists where I'm just going to load up on heat. And you'll find that there's not a lot of, you're going to eliminate some of your damage doers, your speed guys. If you're going to just go all in on heat, it's not going to have the desired effect that you want.
Yeah, I've done
you're
that
gonna be
before.
able
The
to-
first Rumble on the River, I took a all heat list, and that was kind of in the early years when none of us knew what we were doing, and I was just trying everything just to see what would stick and what was effective and what wasn't. And I did find that heat was not as effective as I wanted it to be against mechs.
Yeah, and I always, if I'm stuck between the same point cost, I mean, basically the same units, they're the same cost, they're this and that, but one has heat, I will take that, just because it's an extra thing you can do when you hit.
Yeah, it's a nice little
one
bonus.
more thing that
I wouldn't rely
they
on
gotta
it, but
watch-
if it happens, it's great.
Yeah, and your opponent needs to watch out for it.
Yeah.
Like it's a diversionary tactic as well. It's like, hey, I'm gonna hit you with heat. You're like, oh, I can't have them. A lot of people overheat in certain instances. You can, and they do that, and then you hit them with heat, they're shut down.
Right. I do like infantry with heat for anti-mech purposes.
Yep.
I'm thinking
Yep. Battle
particularly. Oh, which one is it? I'm looking for it right now.
The Black Wolf. Black Wolf has a flamer unit that's really, really good.
That might be the one I'm thinking of. I thought it was an iron hold for some reason, but no, it's not. That one's got flak.
That one has flak.
That one has a nice flak.
I think there's a Black Wolf that has flak too.
Yeah.
The Black Wolves are very modular. They have
Yeah.
something for everybody basically. But yeah, battle armor with heat or
Yeah.
infantry with heat is just.
I'm gonna pop this guy up on the screen real quick here. Watch this guy.
It's like having your banana split and the cherry on top.
Yeah, this one's a sexy infantry right here. But it's Clan Wolf, I think only, right?
The Black Wolf, I don't know. Matt was looking up
Let me take a peek
on
at
the
this guy real
MUL earlier today, and there's some funky stuff going on with the MUL. There's some units that were allowed and not allowed. I don't know what's going on tonight, but
Right. We might just be kind of going through some.
they
cleaning.
might be just going through an update, which
Yeah.
would be really bad because we're like 2.5,
We're
3
all-
weeks away from LVO.
The PSA for submitting your lists for LVO. Maybe
really
you
got
should
'em
check on
going,
your check on your list, make sure it wasn't just invalidated.
Oh no, that'd be terrible.
That would be awful. And that was kind of what I was wondering. if that would happen. All right, here we go. Black Wolf Battle Armor. Heavy Flamer Squad 5. 2, 2, 0 on the brackets. And what's sweet and sexy is that Heat 2 at short range. But it doesn't have anti-mech. If it did have an anti-mech, what I would love to see is an anti-mech attack that can deal damage at short range and a couple points of heat. Do you know anybody that can do that?
The funny thing is like, you know, when they were designing battle armor, they didn't give you a battle armor that has it all, basically.
Right.
So I like that about it. Otherwise, everybody would be taking that one.
Sure.
I don't, off the top of my head, know of a unit.
There's some which have
that can
1
do
point of heat
anti-mech.
at short range. And
Well, and the other
anti-mech,
thing-
but I don't know of any that do 2. But 2 at short range, dang.
If it does anti-mech and has heat, more likely than not, it won't have mech. So you can't
probably
load it
true.
on an Omni.
That's probably true.
So, yeah, it's you know, and that is one of the fun things. Right away when we started making this tournament format set, it was very apparent that list making was going to be a thing. Like getting addicted to the MUL is a thing now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a real
And
thing for sure. It's what's neat, I think,
constantly-
is that this tournament game is a game with 2 mini games. You've got the mini game of list building, which is fun in and of itself. You don't even have to have anybody in the room for that. And then you've got the mini game of terrain placement.
Yeah.
And yeah, so 3 games in one, baby.
Yeah, I was actually gonna go figure. Thursday Night Throwdown, we're still kind of like coming down to the wire with our headset not working or whatever, but I was gonna actually try out Charles's pre-placement diagram
Okay.
that he's got for there's a list of some things that we've been putting together to put out for a casual player addendum.
Mm-hmm.
That if you want to play on a bigger map or you want to do pre-placed or this or that, just kind of things that we've heard from the community that we, you know, would like to implement to have people have that option. And I was gonna give that a shot. It's basically he has a nice diagram that's got everything laid out where you won't overlap the objectives, but it gives you a good color diagram of, okay, large terrain goes here, medium can go here. So I might break that out one of these days, and then instead of placing terrain, we'll just roll and for map edge.
Well, if Wolfnet was about any one single thing, it would be playtesting. You guys do a colossal amount of playtesting.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell the boys 40 minutes?
40 minutes left in the round. 40 minutes left in the round. I don't know if it's going to take that long. These guys look like they're beating on each other.
Yeah, I really haven't been following the game. We've been having such a great discussion. I don't think I've changed the view in a while.
To go back
I
to the
should probably change the
playtesting
view.
thing, one of the biggest things that has been the biggest help for us all has been the expansion of our community, and more people picking it up, more and more people bringing it to the game stores. But the biggest thing is sending their feedback on the Discord channel as well.
Sure.
Like, hey, I tried this out. What about this? What about this? I mean, the 350 playtest room in our Discord is just constantly going. That's why I keep telling everybody that joins the Facebook group is like, hey, do yourself a favor, join the Discord as well, because it's a huge wealth of knowledge that's going on. And somebody else pointed out, it's like it's Tuesday night fights, it's Thursday night throwdown, it's campaigns on the weekends, it's tabletop simulator games are starting to pop up every once in a while. That's another thing we're gonna have to do is for a Thursday night throwdown, we'll have to do a game on tabletop simulator.
Yeah, that'd be neat. That'd be definitely a different experience. Could always get
It's
the
definitely
ideal view of the board.
Yeah. Yeah, you can have any angle you want.
Yeah. I think if there's anything that we could improve with the streams, it's working on camera angulation and just capturing field of view and whatnot. I think we can still improve in that regard.
Yeah, 100%.
But that'll come with time.
I know there was a point where I think I had 5 or 6 cameras going, but it's almost too much.
There is no such thing as too much where it comes to cameras.
Too much.
No such thing.
Yeah, it's I keep watching a lot of what was I watching the other day? I was watching a Warhammer 40K event that was being live streamed or something like that, and they panned away and they showed the surrounding area of the stream table, and I bet they had to have 10 cameras.
Nice.
And like a full rig and all that other stuff. I'm like, geez, that would be
They got a lot of money to throw at stuff like that. They
They
guarantee
got
those
all
guys
the- I
are
mean,
not
they had
volunteers.
They had remote control panning cameras and zoom in, zoom out, and I was like, well, I don't know. Maybe one day we'll get there, but
Hey, you want to get a
anyways.
update on the scores that these guys got? I saw the Heimdall was removed, so I know we got at least some points.
let's
on
see.
board.
There's 1 point for the Heimdall. Matt has destroyed 81 points, and Tommy has destroyed 35. That's 68. 6,811 points, I think. So it's 2 to 1 right now. 2 to 1.
Or 2 to 1. So Tommy's got 2, Bloodbath's got 1.
The linebacker and Novacat are untouched, as well as Matt's Gladiator. The Gargoyle just has 2 armor taken off, so 2 assaults versus 2 heavies.
'Tis but the scratch.
Interesting.
You know, from forever ago, Matt was talking about, questioning heat versus AMS. I don't know that I would ever actually rely on AMS. I think it's one of those nice features, but AMS only applies to special, mechs that have the special of LRM and SRM, right?
It's a good, because it eliminates 1 damage.
But
to a
only if
minimum
the
of-
firing mech has the LRM or SRM special.
Yes, only if and they're firing with those weapons using the multiple attack roll. So it only counts. Actually, that's a good question. I wonder if it counts towards all of the.
Well, I would assume that if you're shooting all your dice, if you're going to split fire, I think you would have to delineate which ones are part of your SRM or LRM special, if it mattered.
Correct. Yep.
And if it does, then only the ones to which the LRM or SRM specials are applied would AMS matter. Oh, Matt says indirect fire. Yes, that's correct as well. Indirect fire. But usually, I think indirect fire usually has LRM or SRM as well. I don't know that you're going to have indirect fire without one of those other specials. I could be wrong.
Shout out to James Campbell, who just now has been approved for the Facebook page.
Welcome to the family.
You messaged me about a program to reflux.
Yeah, I'm just going to peruse the
Well, that's
MUL
cool.
real quick. Let's just take a look at units real quick and see indirect fire special.
An interesting week for BattleTech, especially with that Polygon article dropping.
Yeah. Oh, well, the very first one I clicked on has indirect fire special, but no LRM or SRM, so I was wrong.
I think it works for indirect fire as well, though.
Yeah, but I was thinking that indirect fire only came with mechs that had one of those 2 specials, or the LRM special, but
no.
I'm wrong in assuming that.
No. Yeah, they calculate.
I think a lot of them
They calculate indirect fire differently with.
But I assume that you would
certain-
have to be using the indirect fire ability for the EMS to work, or do you think direct fire with an indirect fire special would work?
Well, you can't direct fire indirect fire.
Right, but AMS is anti-missile system.
Right.
It's
It works
it's-
against SRM, LRM, and indirect fire.
In universe, it's this tiny little machine gun which sits on the shoulders of the mech and basically just tracks and shoots down missiles as they're coming at you. So if you are shooting a mech which has the indirect fire special, that assumes that you have missiles on board.
Yeah. Here. Let's see. Yeah.
Do you want to look up AMS on your rulebook? I don't have my rulebook with me right now.
Way ahead of you.
Whoa! All right.
Let's see here. And of course, my fingers get stuck.
Sorry.
Alright, a
Roll
unit
on
with
dice, I'm
AMS
totally-
reduces the damage by 1 point to a minimum of 1 point from any of the following attacks. Standard weapon attack from a unit with the indirect fire, SRM, or LRM special abilities, indirect fire attack using the indirect fire special ability, or special weapon attack made using SRM or LRM special abilities.
Okay.
AMS only works on attacks coming in the front arc unless mounted in a turret. So, if you're getting attacked by indirect fire, SRM, or LRM, you can reduce the damage by 1 point to a minimum of 1 point. So if they hit you for 1, you're going to take the 1.
Okay. I bet you that's a rule that's frequently, or a nuance that is frequently forgotten, is that it has to be through your front arc.
I think so too. I don't think a lot of people pay attention if they have AMS or not.
And wasn't that a conversation just recently too, that artillery is the same? It's got the typical vehicle fixed forward firing arc, unless it's also mounted on a turret.
Yep.
Wasn't that something that Drew was just talking about?
You can't just park your butt against the wall of a hill and fire your artillery. You need to be in the front arc.
Unless it's on a turret. Fortunately for me,
Unless it's...
I have always brought the Demolisher Arrow 4, and that one is on a turret.
And that baby is on a turret.
So, yeah. Four stalwart viewers still hanging on. You people are crazy.
Stealth.
You need to go to bed like the rest of us.
Stealth is a +2 at long range.
Is it?
Yep.
Yep, stealth is +2 at long range.
The battle armor get +1 at short and medium. Mechs only get the +1 at medium.
Not bad.
God darn it, Tommy, I don't think you hit it anyway, so. You know, it is amazing how many times I've read this book and I still find stuff that there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff.
There's a
but
lot of
I
words in
still
that
kinda-
book.
There's a lot of words in the book, yes. But it is a wealth of knowledge. It's usually on a car ride or an airplane ride. I just bring this and I read it again,
Right.
which I've found helpful. All right. Linebacker has pretty much got all of its armor gone. It's got one armor pip left.
Hey, it's all you need
While
for another round of firing.
Gladiator looks like it's got 2 structure left. So they traded some pretty hefty damage for each other.
Exchanging blow for blow, huh?
Gladiator's got an engine hit and is running hot. Man of War, sorry. I said the gargoyle, didn't I? Yeah. Execution. So I heard we had some Scottish people on the stream today.
We sure did. We had, and I don't know if we still have. Let me scroll up.
That'll be awfully late for them, or probably not. It's,
It's
probably
probably-
early in the morning for them.
Yeah, it's probably tomorrow for them.
9 hour
Where'd he go?
difference.
Where'd he go? Can't see the rest of the chat. Where'd my chat go?
Well, I can't say enough. That interview we did with Dave Cook.
That guy was a
what you-
smooth roller, and he has a voice that is just begging to get on our live streams here.
Right?
I was talking to Matt during the first game. I was like, I want that guy as co-host because a British accent will bring nothing but legitimacy to our stream.
Well, unfortunately, I'm sure he's asleep when we are playing. So.
Oh, guarantee it. Or it's the next day and he's going to work. I don't know how many hours difference
Yeah.
there is. For some reason, I can't scroll up high enough in the chat to see our Scottish friend. Yeah, I can't go all the way back for some reason. But I'm going to start trying to work in the phrase "the business" into my daily phrases now. After I heard him talking, gotta give him the business.
The business.
I just love
yeah,
it.
that was a fun interview.
Yeah.
That was a good time. He's hook, line, and sinker. He's had a lot of fun. He's got his own YouTube channel, and the nice thing is that when I'm at work at like 6:30, 7 o'clock, that's when they're streaming. So
Right.
yeah, beefcake.
I wonder if the people overseas find the American accent as delightful to listen to as we find theirs.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think our accent probably just sounds like mud.
I think the accents, the New York and the Southern and all those. I think they find it more comical than soothing or seductive.
Interesting.
Well, the gargoyle's done.
All right.
Well, it took some damage on the Nova Cat though. It looks like 3 armor gone on the Nova Cat.
What are our scores?
Executioner.
Got some updated scores for me?
I would assume it is 3-1 yet.
Bloodbath only got 1 still?
Yeah, he needs to. All of Tommy's units are 50 points each. So.
Well, I see 2 dead units on Tommy's side. That's got to be 2 points for Bloodbath.
Sorry, his Annihilator's only 30. So.
Oh, you're right. You're right. He's probably just under 2.
Yeah.
So Tommy's sitting at 3 points now?
I think, I would say he's at 3 points. He was at 111, and that gargoyle's at least.
I'll just assume that's true.
Oh, it's only 38. Ooh, not quite. He's at 149.
Oh, he's at 2. Something done
So
there.
it's still only 2 points.
Credit where credit's due. He's only got 2 points. Sucker.
Base to base. Sure. You can swat them with your guns. You can kick them. Matt's the master of base to base. He always does it to me when I'm not seeing it. Oh, sorry. Instead of Master Blaster, I am base to base master.
I'd switch to other camera views, but there are no other good ones at present, so I'm just going to leave it where it's at.
Yeah, the overhead one's probably not. Overhead is going to be the only one you got.
That last game you guys had, it was only that back corner. Everything was happening in
Only
that
that
corner.
back corner, I know.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It is. I try to have a floating camera, but then the cord gets in the way and all this other stuff. So I'll get it figured out.
Yeah. 24 minutes.
24 minutes left in the round.
You know, this mat that you have down there underneath all the terrain, it's a little strange on the stream. Those little areas where the image is blurred makes it look like there's something on the camera lens. Like it just looks funky on the stream.
Oh no, I can't.
Looks like portions are out of focus.
Have you did you figure out your screen share or not?
There is a lot of strange things that are not working, and I don't know why. The whiteboard isn't working, and the screen share isn't working, and I don't know why. It's gonna take. We're gonna have to do some time off streaming to to figure out what's going on, but I haven't
Figure
been able to
that
get the
one
whiteboard to work or the screen sharing.
Well, as long as the audience can see it, 'cause
The
I got a
audience can
front
see
row
it.
seat, so.
Matt
Ooh.
asks, are you guys gonna attempt to stream games at LVO? Sounds like it's gonna be tight quarters. Yeah,
Yes.
we are would love to stream at LVO. I don't
Oh,
think
I
it's
would
gonna
love that.
happen.
I'm bringing. I will say this: I'm bringing all of my equipment along.
I'm bringing all mine in case it works, but I don't. Yeah.
So, if there's some miracle that we get a Wi-Fi signal, or I have enough hotspot availability, then we will definitely do that. If not, one option is that we will try to record the games and then upload them to YouTube that day.
Sure. Yeah, I'll bring
But
my
it's-
setup, but I'm not terribly hopeful that we'll be able to do a really good.
It's not as much
streaming.
fun. It's so much more fun watching it live. So
Oh sure. When the stakes are high, and fate is yet to be determined.
all right, he bought himself another round.
I was also going to try and see if I could just run a single stream off of a GoPro just through my cell phone, just a hotspot through my cell phone. I wasn't sure if that was going to be
Yeah,
possible.
I've done that.
Okay.
Matt is doing a death from above on the linebacker.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to have to see this dice roll. They rolling dice yet?
He hasn't rolled dice yet. Oh, rulebook.
Here we go.
+2, I think.
Well, they changed it with the new movement rules.
The damage.
The damage is
so
no longer
it
as high
is-
as it once was.
It is your TMM divided by 2. Oh boy.
It's so. What's the new movement rule? The new
The new charge.
the new charge rule. It's the new charge rule +1.
Yeah. Question is, do I have the charge rule in here?
The new charge rule
it's based on your
was
TMM. It's based on your TMM. I remember that. Let's see if do they have it in the 5th edition. All right. A charge attacking unit uses its ground movement to ram. Blah blah blah. Successful scar. Blah 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 blah. The charging unit's damage is equal to its size plus half of the target movement modifier rounded down. Thus, a size 3 unit with a TMM 3 would deal 4 damage with a successful attack.
yeah. They nerfed DFA so hard.
And then, damage if the charge attack is successful. If the charge attack is successful, the attacking unit also suffers half its target movement modifier rounded down, plus 1 point of damage if its target size 3 or higher. Death from above is charge damage +1. We'll give the attacker chances even if the target's armor is. Oh, that's a 6. 7, 8. Oh no!
What did he have to roll?
A 9.
Oh, so close.
A 6.
A fail. He'll take his weight.
No, I don't think you take 5.
He will take his
damage.
weight
You take
class
your weight.
+1.
Your weight class +1. If the this damage does not count. If the where's I don't think you take damage if it's unsuccessful.
If it's unsuccessful, you take your weight damage +1. Doesn't make sense to me because a mech that jumps and tries to land on something should take damage if it lands on a mech. But if it misses that mech, it lands on the ground, which is what it normally does. So
I don't.
that rule doesn't
see-
make sense to me, but yeah, if you
don't
if you
see
fail a DFA, you
unsuccessful.
take your weight class +1.
Tommy 1.
Final
4
score?
to 0. 4 to 1.
4 to 1.
Oh, if the DFA fails, the attacking unit suffers damage equal to 1 plus its own size value.
Yep. It doesn't make sense to me because when you visualize what they're doing, they're jumping and they're landing on their feet on the ground, which is what a mech normally does when it's jumping. You'd think you'd take a little bit of damage when you successfully hit them, only, but whatever. All right, 17 minutes to go. Tommy wins with 4 objectives. Bloodbath with 1.
I think that's gonna do it. Midnight here.
Midnight here.
3 games, 3 streamed games, guys.
3 games. It's actually 11:59, so we did 3 games before midnight.
We started at 8. 3 games in 4 hours. That's about right.
That sounds awesome. You guys really
We
powered
played
through.
one classic game.
Right.
I got a really, really ugly look. Sean, I think we're gonna sign off.
All right.
Thank you everybody for watching.
Yes, thank you for everybody watching Thursday Night Throwdown TNT. And thanks for
We'll
the
be back
comments
next week.
and the participation from the audience. Lots of great comments, lots of great suggestions, a lot of great discussions today. Thanks to Bloodbath and Silent Sea Raven and to Coach. Thanks you guys for rolling them dice and joining me for co-hosting. I got 3 co-hosts today, which is always nice to talk to somebody. And honestly, I think having one of you guys on site to co-host is just phenomenal.
Yep,
It
I
works
agree.
so much better.
Thanks for hosting, Sean.
My pleasure. Well, we will sign off and see you guys, I believe, next week. We plan on doing it again if all goes well.
Yep. As long as Mother Nature doesn't hate us.
Yep. All right, signing off.
All right.
You guys have a great day and stay safe out there in this wintry conditions. Or if you're in someplace beautiful, enjoy the sunshine.
Yeah, suck it.